And we're live.
Yay!
All right.
It's been a week. Been
It
2
has,
weeks.
it has
Been
in
a
fact
fucking
been
while. I have no memory.
After our
Sorry.
rather intense interaction between Matteo and Jasper last week, as well as a brief encounter with the new noble, you all had decided to go up towards Stonefell, if I remember correctly, to go and investigate the dwarves in relation to Violet. That's where we had left off, right? Was there anything anyone was wanting to do besides that? Or has the group decided something else over the past week?
Nope.
2 weeks.
Didn't Jasper want us to investigate the Finn
Ah.
general?
Yes. So we had an exchange there, but it seems that the stuff was unclear, or maybe it's just over time we've forgotten. But I will re-clarify for everybody. Jasper did say that he thought that was worth time. He also said you wouldn't be able to get in, and that he was going to begin arranging it, but it would take some time.
That would take some time. That's why we
yes.
decided to go to Stonefell in the
Yes.
meantime. All right.
Jasper is not ready to get you into that place.
Uh-huh.
He is not ready for this shit.
You are
Yes.
not prepared.
You are not prepared for an operation of that scale. Yeah. Co-GM is getting Boogie set up. But I know you had wanted to go to Stonefell. I don't know if there's anything else y'all wanted to do while you were still in Beachcrest.
Nope, I didn't think I had anything.
Not I.
Well,
Rabbit.
it would not be particularly challenging for y'all to get up to Stonefell. There are enough carriages, and you have enough goodwill with the local townfolk to hitch a ride.
We can even tell them that we're just gonna help them.
I'll guard your carriage on this completely populated road where nothing bad ever happens. No. But you guys have a lot of goodwill with both the local Finns and a lot of the dwarves after sticking it to the king. So you're all able to pretty quickly hop on a ride. And
are we about to stage a coup?
Boy, I hope so.
I hate the fact that that's something that we can actually physically do.
I really hope we don't stage a coup, please and thank you.
You don't want to go after
I don't want to help the Finns more.
Lesser of two evils.
Unfortunately, I kind of been relying on the Finns a little bit.
All right.
I mean, yeah, but let's play both sides a bit. Let's not give one too much power.
Let's see what happens.
What was that, Midas?
I said, let's just see what happens.
All right. So y'all hop on this carriage and start heading up towards Stonefell. I would say you would all notice a significantly increased dwarven guard presence.
They knew we were coming.
There is a significant amount of crossbowmen, and you see even a couple of the ballista slots have been opened. It doesn't look like they're actively in combat, but more so that they're ready for someone to come up the road. But nonetheless, the carriage presses on, and you all move right past. You would see that the streets are as busy as ever once you cross the threshold, and the carriage owner would drop you off at the very well-populated bar right by the entrance that you have been to a dozen times. Though you would notice that there seems to be a very, very heavy set of footprints in the stone, still somewhat recent.
I have a feeling we recognize these boot prints.
You only know one person who crushes stone when they walk.
Boy, do I.
I'd be scared if we knew more than one, actually.
Do you all wish to go to the bar, or is there somewhere else you'd like to go?
Let us head to the bar.
Let's go get drunk. No.
Let's go to the bar and find our friend.
You walk in and you see the older bartenders currently tending to it. It seems like breakfast has ended, and most people have begun to kind of filter out, but there's still the group of drunkards and, party people. When you all walk in, he would give you a quick cheer, but you can see that it's a little more solemn this time than usual.
Oh no.
Most of the bar seems more tired than the last time you were here.
I'm gonna saunter up to the bar.
To the he who.
To the Hey, what's everything seems a little dour around here. What's going on?
Oh, it's nothing. We had a bit of an altercation last night. There was a bit of a fight between Quake and a few of the royals.
Which ones?
Messengers, but well, we could all guess where they came from.
Alright.
Quake stormed out of here in a pretty good huff. Left the messenger with a shiner.
I imagine. Alright.
I haven't heard from him since, actually.
Now that's a little alarming.
Yeah, I know. I'm starting to wonder if I'm going to be going out of business. He buys so much alcohol around here.
I thought you gave him the alcohol for free.
I give it to him for free. I charge the king.
Ah.
Quake drinks free. It's part of his contract.
Who was it that he got into a fight with?
Some royal messenger. I didn't catch much of it, but it sounded like the messenger wasn't happy Quake was taking a personal leave. Never known the man to, so that's out of character as is.
Well.
Ah.
Any idea where he's going?
Well, I haven't gone to track him down myself, but I hear he left a trail.
And I'm guessing it's not breadcrumbs, eh?
Nah, he stomped off through. See, normally he fixes his own stuff, but I guess he didn't feel generous this time. It's fine, a couple wagons will hit a bump.
Well, that's unfortunate, because he's kind of the one that backs us up around here. But, nothing you need to worry about. Thanks for the information, and I'll toss him a gold.
He takes it and says, well, I don't think you guys have too much to worry about. The Royal Guard is a little distracted as is. They're not going to be looking for you.
Oh? What's happening there?
Some Imperial noble came into town.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, heard about that one.
Yeah, the king and Baylor have been locked up with him for the past few days. Apparently they had noticed he was coming in. They were preparing some kind of big shot.
I imagine. Making his way all the way out here.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Honestly, I was surprised you guys didn't come up. Couple Imperials. I figured you all be close.
I prefer to stay away from the Empire.
We had our own run-in.
He seemed nice enough. His men have come and stayed here one of the nights.
Oh. How'd that go?
They were very respectful. Barely even drank. Hell, barely even spoke. They came in, pulled some dice, had a drink or two, left. Intimidating presence, though. Never took their armor off.
Yeah, around here, that's probably a smart idea.
Probably. But you don't see armor like that much. I mean, royal guards and That's about it. That's why we all assume he's a big shot.
If your banner's made of purple, I'd assume you are.
Yeah, but that's not Imperial, man. Imperial's coming here all gold and red. They'd never waste the purple on personal gear. You know this to be true.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway. I'm sure Baylor would want to see you, but he's stuck up there, so if you want to do that, you have to risk that whole encounter.
It wouldn't be the first time we told Durf guards to buzz off.
Well...
Not something we necessarily want to do.
Yeah, but gotta do what you gotta do.
Push comes to shove.
We have important business.
I will give you a heads up, though. The guards were paid a bit of money to keep an eye out for you guys.
Sure.
All the more fun.
Yeah, just, I'm sure they wouldn't do anything, but I wouldn't walk down a dark alley with them.
Got it.
Anyway, can I get y'all anything? You staying the night?
Probably.
I'll get you a room set up. Food and breakfast, too?
Yeah.
I gotcha. Alright. Well, I'll get you all set up. I'll be ready for you.
Thank you.
Hopefully we
kindly.
don't have to hurry out of here in the morning.
Yeah, one can hope. Anyway, talk to you boys later. He goes back to prepping for the night.
Well, what's the plan?
I'm not exactly liking everything that's turned out for us right now.
Quite frankly, I forgot what we were coming here for. So,
We're
We're
investigating
investigating
if
the
the
kidnap of
king.
Violet.
Yeah, if maybe
Oh,
the king
yes.
were involved in the kidnap of Violet.
Now, whether he is or not, we don't.
But our only ways, our best ways of figuring it out, is either Baylor or what was it, Quake, and neither one of them we have really. We're gonna have to do something to get to Baylor or Quake. It's not like we can just talk to them. You know, they're not here at the bar or anything. Quake, we're gonna have to go find, and then Baylor, we have to get around guards in order to talk to. Right?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
and if the guards are looking for us, it might be better to try and find Quake first.
only problem is, last time we saw Quake, he was not in Stonefell, correct?
Hmm.
Am I misremembering?
Last time you saw Quake was in Stonefell, yes.
I'll say it was
he
in
walked
like
you
the
to the edge of
mines. Was that the? Or yeah, he walked us to town, to the edge of town.
Yeah, the last time you guys
did-
saw Quake, he walked you to the edge.
When
of
he
town.
took, when the guy said he took personal time, did he leave the city or is he still in the city somewhere?
I don't know.
Right.
Well, we can follow the tracks.
All of us, I think a couple of us are good at tracking.
It's not hard to follow these.
Why don't we do that?
There are like little shatters in the ground.
You see Quake-sized boot prints in solid stone. Like, it looks like a normal person walking through mud.
Alright, let's do that.
Alright. You begin following. Most people don't even give you a second glance. You see a couple of the guards kind of keep an eye on you as you walk by, but none of them make any moves. You would end up walking for quite a while I mean, like, over a few districts following these. You walk through most of the afternoon to evening. But after a while, you do eventually find the end of the path. It walks into a stone wall. And at said stone wall, you can see a freshly carved tunnel that is strangely shaped almost exactly like a dwarf. It looks like he just walked through the stone. You've all seen the cartoons where someone slams into a wall and leaves their print in the wall. It looks like that, a tunnel going miles.
Like the Junji Ito bit.
I don't know what that is.
I do.
Okay.
Most people who are cultured, they'll get it.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, no, he very clearly just kept walking. He hit stone wall and kept walking.
This fucker is unhinged.
Well, I was going to say, I think I can fit through it, but what about everybody else? If we wanted to go into the dwarf size hole.
Fight.
I will say for certain you could fit Midas. The rest of Matteo might be able to, but you'd be like crawling basically for miles.
Is Quake that short?
He's a dwarf.
He's a dwarf. He's not tall.
Dwarves are like 4 to 5 feet. That's not crawling.
Well, yes, except that it is literally his outline. You would have to.
If anything, that makes it taller than him by a little bit.
But the problem
I get where you're going.
It isn't like a straight hole. It's what I'm imagining is that like there's literally the outline of his arms, and they
Yes.
are detached from his body,
Yes. No. Literally.
as if
yeah.
someone was fucking walking.
I'm confused at what you mean by that.
I think regardless,
his
it'd be
arms-
uncomfortable if you had to go for miles. Like
it would be
hunched
very
over.
difficult for most of you to fit through that space. I'll put it that way. It would be very difficult for most of you to fit through that space.
I don't see how that works spatially, but I'll go with it.
Okay.
Anyway, so does this, like, the direction of this, does it lead outside of the city? Like, is it pointing outside of the city directionally?
The edge of this city is at the stone wall that you are currently looking at.
Okay, and
so if he goes
north,
into the wall,
south, east, west, like which
he is
direction?
going north. By the end of this, it is north.
So that's like into the mountain area?
Yeah, you're probably under most of the mountain right now. Stonefell goes all through these mountains.
So there's no real way of us following this outside of going into it, right?
Outside of going, yeah, probably not. You could try to map it out and try to go like around the mountain would be your other option. But you would probably have a very difficult time.
What do you guys want to do? Because
So, the letter that Teddy got said that he had to convene over in the... I don't remember what you call it. The Dark Woods? Deep Woods?
The Old Woods. But yes.
Old Woods. Okay. Which is north of Stonefell.
Correct.
Deepwood was the last campaign.
Yes, I slipped my mind.
Yes, you are correct. The Old Woods
Yeah.
is north of Stonefell. Yes.
And the silhouette in the it's to the north.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, he just straight shot. God damn.
Yeah, this is definitely we're not supposed to find him this session. All right.
Even if we wanted to.
Especially since the map shows that, like, directly where the deep woods are, there's even more canyon than normal. So it's
Yeah.
it's pure mountain.
All right. Well,
I
that
mean,
sucks. Anyway, let's.
but here's the thing: if it was a royal messenger, why would they be telling him to go to the deep?
That was a miscommunication then. They didn't tell him to go. He
they
said
were getting
he's
upset
going.
that he was taking
They were
time
upset.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They were saying you're not
okay.
allowed to go. They said your
okay,
PTO request has been denied.
Oh, and he said, "Bite me."
He said PTO these nuts.
He said, "I'm not asking. I'm informing."
Yeah, pretty much.
My type of
Okay.
guy. Okay.
So we can assume that he also got the summons. Something is happening. We aren't going to find him, but maybe we could look into... I don't think the king kidnapped Violet, though. Or, like, any of Stonefell.
I don't.
Maybe
either.
not, but it's still something that we should check out.
Yeah, we at least owe
how-
it to Daddy to look into it.
That's fair.
I-
Okay.
That was what I'm running off of, is that we are making it our problem. We have to at least check all
How
of our
long-
bases.
Guys,
How
okay, we're
long
here
were-
now. There's no point in. We should try and do everything we can while we're here.
How long ago was Violet kidnapped again? It was a couple days.
2 days. 2 days.
And how long were they preparing for the arrival of the noble?
I'd say the bartender probably said about 3 or 4.
Okay.
So we move
Yeah.
on to our second option of trying to find Baylor.
Well, we know where he is. It's just, can we get to him?
Right. If we can get to him.
And the problem is, if we are out on the streets and the Royal Guard see us, they probably won't do much. If we're marching straight up to the castle, we might get our asses kicked.
I'd argue if they saw us in the streets, they'd probably still try to do something.
Well, he said that guards saw us in the streets and didn't do anything.
The Royal Guard.
Oh, the Royal Guard, yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
still feel like public relations might be a little hurt if they're just randomly assaulting people, but they would have more
be
probable cause.
I'll be honest. I think I pissed the king off enough. He doesn't care. At least that
That's
was the
fair,
implication I
but,
got
like-
last time.
He still wants to try and save face. He does need to be slightly popular.
We'll see. Either way, I don't think we have much of a choice than just to go to the Royal Keep, because I don't. Either that or fuck off and do something else. Like what other option do we have?
Yeah. I think that now our best option is to go to the keep, but I think we should probably get close so that we can see it and then find out how we're going to get out of it. Because I have a feeling we're gonna have to. We might get locked in. Maybe not locked, maybe blocked. That's more the word I'm looking for.
Definitely,
Yeah.
but my hope is that Baylor can help us out.
We don't have much of another option.
Like, yeah, this.
Yeah.
Unless we want to
I'm
just
just
fuck off
trying
and abandon this front for now.
I mean, we could, but also...
I don't know what else we would do in place of it.
I also don't know what Zeke has prepared, so...
I'm okay with you going either way. I have prepared multiple paths for a reason.
I say we go for it.
I think we probably should.
We're going to try and talk to Baylor? Is that what?
It's definitely what
Very
we
good.
should do.
And we can see about that noble a little more, too. Of course, not, like, interrogate him, but...
All right. So you're all going up to the palace?
Wahoo!
All right. You begin headed towards the palace. You do get easily past dinner time by the time you get there after your long walk.
Should we stop
you
and eat
do-
first?
Hmm?
Should we stop and eat first?
Shawarma?
If you
Shawarma?
if you want to have already eaten, it is absolutely reasonable. Drop like 2 copper and just say you've eaten. You're good.
Okay.
Um,
We get food on the way.
All right, each of you drop like 2 copper. And yeah, we're moving on. You have dinner. You get to the palace. I would say at the door you would see the royal guard start. Like none of the royal guard are outside of that area. When you approach, you could see a couple of them whispering to themselves.
Dare I wave to them?
You think that they're still trying to figure out what exactly to do, and one of them runs inside.
Honestly, that might be for the best. That might benefit us.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, them at least like them knowing we're here and us not trying to be espionage is probably at least somewhat goodwill.
fair.
You
Like, I know I
all-
pissed you off, but
you're
better than this.
And the 2 remaining guards cross their halberds, stop you from entering.
I expected that much.
And the more senior one lifts up his visor, and you see an older dwarven face. He says, "What do you want?"
We are seeking an audience for the time being. There's a bit of a issue that would be pertinent for a couple
There's a
people
lot
to
of
know.
issues nowadays.
Oh yeah, I know. We are also aware of the issue you're currently dealing with. Trust me, it is on my radar.
The youngest comes back and kind of leans out the door and whispers something. And the guard would pause for a moment before stepping inside and said, "Well, they said let you in. Good luck."
I'm sure they won't be too happy, but we bear no ill will.
The youngest guard would begin leading you through the halls. You see quite a few guards on patrol. And you have to walk for quite a ways. You notice that the inside of this building seems to be a combined architecture of a black stone and marble. Extremely, extremely extravagant. You can see all of the gold inlays and the jewels and all of the various things. As they lead you through to the actual personal quarters of the estate, further than you had ever been, you would eventually stumble into a dining hall. And at the dining hall table, you would see the king, flanked by 2 of his guards, Baelor, flanked by no one, and the Imperial noble, flanked by his 2 guards that you have already met.
Pardon the interruption.
In the interest of getting all this set up, I'm assuming Matteo and Marivin are going, or Moravaint are going first, because that's how we've been talking so far.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't like. There's a battle map.
I am doing my best to not sound brain dead, but I've been all goofy, so
You're good. When you start walking in, the energy in the room changes slightly. I didn't give you a close-up of the elf last time. I'm going to this time. That doesn't look right. I don't like that it goes in background. Okay. There is the elven noble that you've been working with, talking about. The eye, the glowing eye in that picture, is not currently going on. I described it last time, but Marivin, you did notice when he started focusing on you, one of his eyes had glowed and turned slotted, like a cat. That is what I'm referring to. At the moment, both of his eyes appear like the left.
Looks a lot younger than I thought he was.
Even older elves do typically look somewhat young. The graying hair is a mark.
Fair.
And then the other that I had prepared was the guards, so that you have an idea of what exactly you were looking at.
Ooh, purple.
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 And to refresh, these are the guards that were moving in perfect lockstep. Like anytime one moved, the other moved.
Feather on a full plate helmet is
Has to look royal somehow.
a vibe.
I will say the feathers are inverted, always on the outsides of them. One on the right has it on the left. One, you know.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
They're symmetrical.
Yes,
They complete the outfit.
They are perfectly symmetrical.
Honestly, badass.
And to clarify, weapon main hand is also the opposites. They are everything about these two is mirrored. But as you step in, you would see the Imperial. Did you ever get his name? I just realized I don't know if you ever did. I don't.
No, I don't think so.
Perfect. Imperial Noble is sitting. He's very relaxed. He's staring you down, but you can see that he does not seem concerned in this room at all. The king, on the other hand, looks a little uncomfortable and a little red in the face. Baylor seems more concerned than anything.
Good to see you again, Your Highness. Did you miss me? He says with a shit-eating grin.
Yeah.
God.
The king would breathe in through his teeth for a moment before saying, Matteo Malandri. To what do I owe the pleasure?
Sorry to interrupt this little negotiation, but there has been a unfortunate development that we need to discuss. Now, if it's an inconvenient time, I'm willing to wait till our mutual guest is finished. But
You'd be cut off by the Imperial, leaning forward and saying, "No, by all means, handle your business. I was here inspecting, after all."
I don't like that.
I'm gonna ignore that wording and just say, well, in that case, am I taking this one, or does someone want to do this for me since the last one went so poorly?
Yeah, I'd say let's let Marivin take over.
Moravaint?
Moravaint, sorry.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm struggling to remember everything that's being said.
It has been
publicly?
2 weeks. It has been 2 weeks. So if you have any refreshers you need, let me know.
Okay.
I mean, I could take over if you needed, but yeah.
I know that Violet got kidnapped. I knew that we weren't trying to make it like a more public thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember his feelings about what's his name? Teddy. So I don't know if
I guess I can try to take over.
Do it.
if you want to, sure.
Yeah, I'll do it. All right, Mr. King. We'd like to discuss with you a situation concerning Wake leaving. Is that something you'd like to do within the presence of our guest?
The king would glance over before looking back at you and saying, "Well, it's a little late to back out of that now. What would you like to discuss about it?"
Well, do you know the reason behind why he left?
I have my suspicions, but he was a little cagey.
You
I know
see,
it was his responsibilities.
no offense to our friend, but it's kind of a discreet matter. I know we already said that we could talk in front of him, but I don't necessarily trust him as far as I could throw him necessarily. No offense. And it involves other people that we also have allegiances toward, and I just don't think it's necessarily my place to throw out their business or dirty laundry. But it is something that we need to discuss with you.
The king would look back over at the Imperial, as if waiting for an answer. And after a moment, he would straighten up and saying, well, I'd hate to waste my time, but I must be honest, I have a curiosity of my own. I'll get out of your hair, but I'd like to speak with the two Imperials, if you don't mind.
Oh boy.
So are y'all gonna leave with him, or what's the deal? What's happening? Or does he mean at a later time or right now?
Oh, he means right now. He's basically saying, I will leave the room right now,
If
but I want
the
to talk with them.
other
Yeah.
two Imperials go with him.
Splitting conversation, yes.
All right.
I'm fine with that if Moravaint is.
I can handle that.
Great, let's go. And his two guards would follow him out of the room. I do not have a second battle map set up for a second room, so I'm just going to do this.
Don't get killed, please.
All right. We can jump to that in a moment. For now, Midas. They have all left the room, leaving the king, his guards, Baylor, you, and Matteo.
All right. Me and Matteo with the king. Okie dokie. So, Mr. King, you said you had your suspicions. Do you what were your suspicions? If you don't mind
It's
me
not
asking.
exactly a secret that Quake has his old allegiances.
And you know
Yeah.
who those allegiances are with.
Yes, I do.
Okay. And do you know of any news concerning any of the parties that the allegiance is with? More specifically, do you know of any news of anything that's happened with Teddy and or his children?
No, you've already said more information than I knew.
Okay,
I know
so you
Quake
didn't even know
received-
that it had to do with Teddy.
No, Quake received a summons. He demanded to leave.
Okay. And do you know any information about any of Teddy's children?
He has them.
Okay. Okay.
You understand you have walked into my dining hall to interrogate me in my home.
It was just a question. I wouldn't call it an interrogation.
I'll be honest, I don't think you're responsible for the issues, but
Truly,
well,
none of us
frankly-
do.
frankly, if anyone knows more about this city, it would be you.
And you have been so close with Quake. It was just expressing concern for one of your close friends.
Me and Quake are old friends, but his responsibilities with them do not concern me. As for Teddy, I've never even met the man. I do not know his children.
Understood. Well, I have no further questions, and it seems to me like you're in no mood to answer any, even if I did. So, I think that wraps everything up for me. Matteo, you want to do anything else, you go right ahead.
I respect it.
Oh. You know, surprisingly, I got nothing.
Well, thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Your
appreciated.
Highness. You managed to expend all my material. It's a very impressive feat.
Why do I have the feeling you'll come up with more?
Oh, for you, anything, my friend.
Yeah.
Blessing
You
my
have a
courage.
good night, Malandri. We can cut to the other conversation.
Yes.
This
cut
is
to
a more
the-
interesting conversation.
You are both pulled out of the room, not literally, but you know, and
If it
taken
were,
out
there
the
would have
hall
been-
to a small sitting area. The Imperial lounges immediately on a long couch. Does
As long
not
as he's
seem
comfortable.
concerned at all, lounges out. His two guards end up sitting right behind the couch. Once he stretches out, he says, "Oh, you seemed really nervous when I came in, but well, you haven't drawn weapons yet, so I'm curious. Why would you be nervous?" Speaking to Marivin.
Oh, okay. Imperials are risk. Oh,
I'm sorry, they are what? I couldn't hear you.
a risk.
He would tilt his head slightly and say, "Imperials are a risk. So I take it you didn't leave on good terms?" Sorry, forgive me, I'm not informed on every Imperial that leaves our territory.
Mediocre at best, and other relations I won't get into.
I see. Well, you can relax a little bit. I'm not here as an Inquisitor. I wouldn't be allowed to be. In fact, honestly, I probably am treated better here than I probably should be. But, I do notice that one of you is an ex-priest.
Moravaint would nod.
Emphasis on ex, it seems.
I've had my fair share of changes as of late.
Voluntary? I'm just curious.
Not involuntary.
Fair enough. I, figured I should introduce myself properly. It seems like I'll be in the region and something tells me we'll run into each other. My name is Ego. It is at this moment I would like to clarify. Do either of you have knowledge nobility or knowledge history? Or knowledge religion?
Fuck no.
I'm going to go to those. I have religion.
Okay. I would like you to roll knowledge religion.
I legitimately thought you were going to say at this point, I would like you to roll initiative.
I would like
Okay.
you to roll a will saving throw.
Seeing him in this light and having done a little bit of research and remembering your old teachings, you'd be able to finally piece together who this fucker is. Ego is the name, at least, of a very, very significant person in the religious history of the Empire. He is a relative of Sanct. A foster brother would be the right term, I think.
That's
adopted
terrifying.
member of the royal family. Though, as a priest, you would know that his position within the royal family had deteriorated in the past few years. And by few years, I mean like 50. Which is nothing to him in Sanct. He actually had historically died around the same time of the Empire's major loss at the tower that had released the god, the Fall. Ego had actually just been killed at that point. But as is the case with many people of his stature, he did not remain dead for long. He also was famous for being the head of the arcane corps within the Imperial military.
So when he introduces himself as Ego or whatever, Ego? Ego?
Ego.
Ego.
Like the
I'm
waffle.
going to call him a waffle.
I
Anyway,
assumed AEGO.
Yes, correct.
Ooh,
Okay.
not EGGO. Got it. When he introduced, I'm just with him. When he introduces himself as that, do they realize who he is immediately as that person?
Yes, I think seeing him and all of the context you've gotten in that name should be enough for them to recognize
All right.
him.
Especially with
Yeah.
the arcane core of the military, right?
Yeah. I did say was. He is no longer that position. He just held that position for some time. You would also know he is much, much older, with that context. He has been around a very long time. He's as old as Sanct.
Which is arguably a scarier thing.
He is continuing to lounge after the introduction.
You know, your name sounds familiar, but I can't quite place it.
You would see his eyes glow for just a moment. I'm gonna need to see a bluff check. Blind, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna call this a fail. Because I got a -1. If I don't nat 20, he knows.
Yeah, you see him, you see his eyes glow for a moment, and he would chuckle and say, you know, you're not a very good liar.
Something I don't try to make a habit out of.
Well, you didn't need to lie about that. It's not exactly a secret that my reputation back home is less than stellar. But that's actually why I'm here. Our Holy Father has deemed it best that I take a sabbatical. Go somewhere with, you know, warm
better
sun
view.
and cold waves. So I'll be
Well.
around a while. And, well, with all of the action around here, I figured I should meet the ex-Imperials who have managed to get themselves right smack dab in the middle of it.
Well, as you said yourself, I am an ex-priest. I'm doing my best to make a name for myself that isn't Imperial.
An honorable goal.
To one, to many, but not to all.
Well, you shouldn't concern yourself with the naysayers. Creating your own reputation independent of anyone else is something to be admired.
I'd like to say that I've done well so far.
I would like to ask a little favor, if I may. You've all traveled around here a significant amount. I've found it's very difficult to find a map of the local region. Do you happen to have one?
No, but that's because the local region is hard to map.
I see. I've been looking for something. I was really hoping you would have found it by now.
I doubt you will find anything. To my
Not on
knowledge,
purpose, at least.
Oh well.
Can we like walk into the conversation at any point?
I would
Or
say this is probably a fair time for you guys to be exiting that area.
okay, because like our conversation didn't really last that long, so I was just curious
I
if at
think
any
that's
point
fair.
we could just walk into the conversation.
In general, use common sense, but at this point, absolutely.
Alright. You can use this at your discretion if you'd like to enter at the same time as. I do want to just briefly ask, what exactly is it you're looking for?
Yeah, I'd like to walk in right as that's being asked.
That sounds fantastic.
After a moment, when you walk in, Cam, you'd see his head suddenly snap to the side.
Ooh.
For the first time since you have all seen him, you would see him actually react to something.
I'm gonna go
his
ahead and
head-
shudder at that.
the moment he's looking at you, you'd actually see both of his eyes glowing slightly.
I don't like it. No.
It's you.
Sent a chill down my spine. Wasn't a fan.
I am also going to walk in and after this happens and look at him and say, pay no mind to us, grape juice, I'm here.
Grape juice.
After a moment,
You're
he
gonna
would,
get us killed.
he would
I
blink
thought-
his eyes and they would be back to normal. And he would say, "Oh, just surprised me is all."
Yeah, we have a habit of doing that.
Well, I have old habits of my own.
Remind me not to do it again.
Hmm? Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
You won't forget.
I actually, I didn't recognize you at first, but you're Imperial too, aren't you?
Maybe. Who are you?
Hmm? Oh, Ego.
Oh.
I'm
Fuck me.
trying to-
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
trying to-
yeah.
yeah,
There's
okay,
no
okay.
getting around you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have a lot of knowledge local. I'd say that's fair. He would look at you for a minute and say, "Oh, you're a little cagey too."
Yeah, it rubs off from particular party members.
We've been hanging around a little while.
You're a very interesting group. To answer your question, I'm actually looking for an old religious site.
Wouldn't happen to be a crown, would it?
No, not at all. A tower, actually. Arcane in
Fucking-
origin.
Oh, well, you see, the problem with towers in this area is that sometimes they're here, sometimes they're not. And sometimes you don't want to be there, and sometimes you are there.
I see. The landscape changes then?
If you're looking for something, you're not going to find it.
And if you aren't looking for something, you just might find it.
Especially if you don't want to find it.
I'll find it eventually. It just may take me a little while. It's a pain.
Oh,
Do you know,
the hubris.
Of which religion the tower is for?
Goddess of the Arcane.
Hmm.
Not exactly one the Empire smiles on.
I'm sure I could take a guess as to why.
Because it's not divine. Anyway. you can see the sarcasm. He would start to straighten up, and the guards would to relax slightly. He'd say, "All right, well, I really must be off then. If you don't have any news for me, and neither does the king, I really should be seeing myself out."
Where do you intend on stopping by next?
Well,
There's a citadel to the east.
Not a bad idea. If I may ask, what's the demographic?
Not Imperial.
A lot of people like me, a lot of devils.
I can handle that.
You ever run into my boss? His name's Joffrey. He's a good dude. He runs a nice bar. Really proud of the fact that he's a devil. Be sure to call him it a lot.
Joffrey. Alright, I can work with that. Oh, for your all helping me. Mind how I give you a word of advice?
Only if you aren't going to be offended if we don't follow it.
Not at all. It's for your benefit. I didn't come here looking for you. There is already an Inquisitor in the region.
Yeah.
We're
You,
familiar.
I wanted to give you a warning. He, isn't the type to let bygones be bygones. I've worked
Do
with
you
him
know-
before, it's not pleasant.
Do you know the type of armaments he might have?
He changes up for operations. He's, multi-talented.
I don't suppose
course
you
he
know
is.
where he's at.
No. He wouldn't let me find him. No.
Hopefully the wisps got him.
Or the chitons.
One can hope. Titans?
Oh, we ran into a chiton on the road one time. Be careful.
Huh.
There's a city that's well, is it still run by demons?
Are you talking about the Fallen City?
The Fallen City, yeah.
Yes. It is currently basically a massive portal.
Cool. I'll say there's was a city, still kind of is, basically a big portal, a lot of demons. Be careful.
Honestly, it might not be a bad place for me to check.
If you're confident.
Well,
You look capable enough.
I'm lounging on the king's bench. I think I'm confident enough.
Fair enough.
Alright. It's been a pleasure. I'm sure I'll see you again soon.
Oh, definitely.
One way or another.
I'll tell your boss you said hi. He starts heading out.
That's ominous.
He begins to leave. I'm assuming none of you are going to stop him.
Nope.
I ain't fucking trying.
I am going to inspect him a little more, like, once he passes us. See if I can.
Sure. Give me a perception check and ask me what you want to ask me.
I
I don't know what you're looking for.
I'm trying to think of exactly what I'm looking for. I think I'm gonna be looking for any hidden armaments.
Okay. Alright.
I did roll perception, though, right? That was perception?
Yes, you did roll perception. You don't see any hidden armaments, but you're able to pretty clearly see what he does have, at least obviously. He is carrying a heavily engraved adamantine rapier and a small book.
I don't suppose
Makes
I'd
sense.
be able to divine anything from that, really.
Well, you know that he was part of the Arcane Corps.
I do.
You know that most Arcane users have a spellbook.
I do.
So you can assume that he uses both melee combat and spells.
I can.
For arcane books, is there a way to see them and see how powerful they are?
Not without going through the book.
Okay.
You would have to actually
What about
read
the
the
rapier?
spells. The rapier. I would say you could tell that it is heavily enchanted, and you can tell it's made of adamantine.
Okay.
I don't think you're close enough to tell what the enchantments are. Only that it's inscribed top to bottom.
Fair enough.
That's fine. Unfortunate, but fine.
He would exit with his men. After a moment, Baylor would peek in and say, "Hey guys, you might want to go." Like,
Yeah, I have a
We
feeling
left
he's not
on
gonna be too
good
happy.
terms today.
Good idea.
Is he getting sick of me already?
I think the reason you were allowed in here was because Aiko was here. Aiko is leaving.
Fair point.
Let's go with him.
Let us.
Later.
I'm gonna. Can we try and catch up with
Can-
Ego?
I was gonna say, can we ask Baylor if we can meet with him like later, or?
Ooh, actually, that's a good idea.
Listen, man, I'm gonna be kind of tied down here. I'm trying to take over all Quake's responsibilities. This is kind of rough. What do you need? Talk fast.
Quick, fast, in a hurry. What do we need? Oh yeah, I think we already found out what we needed. My bad.
Okay, well then, no. You guys have a good time. Good
Now,
luck.
what type of coffee do you like?
There's a really nice coffee shop down the road. You should go try it now.
What's the owner's name?
Mateo's is gonna
Jesus
just
Christ.
like walk away laughing.
Pick up Midas by the fucking scruff of his neck and keep moving.
I always forget Midas is tiny.
Grab his wings and just fucking hold him like a hamburger.
Hold on. God damn it. Hold on. I just had an image. Hold on.
Baylor returns to the dining hall, leaving you to get out.
We're gonna be friends one day, me and him.
I think you guys already are friends. He told you to leave.
Eh.
I think this is the only context where telling someone to leave means you're friends.
Not the only context.
Alright.
I clicked on the wrong thing. Hold on, I'm taking forever. I have to laugh too.
I don't know if anyone else is able to, but now seems like a good time to test. Very quickly, Chronicler, if you don't mind trying to copy that picture, try Control V onto the screen. It might let you post it.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I'm not sure if it will. I know that I can.
Doesn't look like I can.
It doesn't look like I can either.
Okay,
Can
alright.
I
And
put
with
it
your
in the-
permission, I have to edit.
Yeah, I can't put it in the chat either.
Yeah, no. Alright.
Oh my god, that's so much better.
Sorry, we're sending memes, guys. It's fine.
It's so fucking good.
Sorry.
Alright. You all head out. The guards seem a little surprised to see you exit, but don't try to stop you.
Don't act so surprised. It ain't the worst I've done. That's terrible wording, but I'm not going to correct myself.
Honestly, I really want to see them just run back inside.
It's just...
After a little ways walk, you're able to get back to the bar. The party is well into the swing of things at this point. And I assume you're all just kind of jumping in.
I mean, probably, yeah.
Sober as always.
All right. You go in, you begin partying for a while. And obviously you have the same experience. They're cheering on the new people. They're having a good time, though it does seem a little more somber knowing that Quake is not going to come and join them. Is there anything you are all wanting to do besides party hardy?
I will not be hardy partying.
I feel like I had something, but I can't remember.
Boogie broke.
I want to get really drunk.
I was going to
He's
do
getting
something in
fucked
Stonefell.
up.
Matteo is gonna probably not get too drunk. Just cause of where we are.
I was going to pick up armor. That's right.
Dwarven Stein.
I actually forgot about that. I actually had that planned. Conveniently, at that exact moment, as Kain mentioned that, when you are drinking, the bartender would slam his hand on the bar and goes, "I almost forgot. You're Marivin, right?"
Yes?
Yeah, I got something for you, actually. We were having the whole
That's what I was
conversation
supposed to
earlier.
deliver.
I knew I forgot something. Quake left you something.
And
He,
that is?
Oh, he said something about hold on, let me see if I can match his charm. For such a well-trained, able body, he sure is wearing shit.
Ha!
Sounds
Get
like he's
called
into
out,
you.
loser. Jesus Christ. You got soft hands, boy.
God, so bad.
Anyway, he wanted to give you something for helping out around here, and he knew that you weren't paid enough for some of your jobs. Anyway, I got it in the back. It's in his old room. You want to walk back there and grab it?
Sure.
He tosses you a room key.
Go and pick it up.
You
The room is full
head-
of bombs.
head into the back, and you're pretty quickly and easily able to find his room. You can see the entire room is set up like he lives here. Like all of his stuff is unpacked and in drawers. But you would find in the closet, with a note attached, a very large suit of a some form of metal alloy and stone inlaid armor. A full set. It is a hold on, I always forget the name of it. The
It's marching guard.
I'll get it
armor.
for you. I'll send it to you in a minute. But you find a full set of the inlaid and gem-studded armor. This looks like masterwork quality.
Thank you. Wait.
The man, the myth, the rumble.
When you open up the note, you would find it was written in very bad common. For such a beautiful smith, he can't write for shit. But inside, it would have a list of ingredients of materials. It appears to be some form of steel alloy. He starts listing off several other metals, as well as a few strange ingredients, including animal bones. It is a very long list. And at the end, you would find a very short actual personal note that would read, "You all have been helping and have been through a lot. Unfortunately, there is a lot more to come. Hopefully this gift will help you get through it."
Keep the note in my pocket.
I'm sorry, what type of armor piece did he give?
It is a full set of heavy armor.
Full set. Okay.
Yeah, full set.
Upon getting drunk, I will insist on putting it on.
I think you can fit in the chest piece.
You could probably curl up.
Probably curl up in the helmet.
I want to wear it all.
That sounds like it's more
You will-
insulting to Miravin's head size than anything.
Well, Marivin, I
big
assume you're
head.
going to change into your new armaments.
Hell yeah. Fuck this Imperial armor.
I will get it set up on your sheet. It won't take me too long.
Thank you.
Right after I try it on.
Here we go.
God damn, that armor is heavy. Holy shit.
How heavy is it?
10 pounds more than my current.
That's pretty heavy.
At the end of the note, it says if you'll leave yours, I'll make.
God
yours.
damn it, I was trying to come up with your mom joke right there, but I couldn't quite get it. I was about to say it was 10 pounds less than your mom! God damn it.
Yeah, I'll leave mine on the stand.
All right, you trade out your armor for the new gear. You would see once you are inspecting it closer and putting it on, it's actually not heavily, but it is actually enchanted along the inner sides of it. Nothing major, just increased protection. Ham enhancement 1.
Oh my god, my AC is crazy now.
I can make it worse.
I can make it worse.
This just in, a flat foot higher than my old AC.
You walk back down, and you all see Marivin now loaded out in full dwarven steel.
There's a
gem-studded
very
armor.
audible damn.
Would it look better on me?
The bartender would slide you a drink and say, "See, the old fart still likes to make friends."
And he's made a friend for life.
Well, that's all I got for you. Sorry, but I got a lot of food and good drinks. In fact, I think your little friend's already drunk.
That's right. Yeah, let's
does
hear
that.
it for Quake, as I shout to the whole bar. For the earth and those who tame it.
I'm surprised you remembered that.
That's honestly, yeah, no, that's really good.
You get a hear from the crowd.
Honestly, I fuck with it.
Fucking here.
You seem to have brought a smile back to a lot of the crowd.
I'll proceed to pass out on the bar top.
Fucking
No constitution, no will save, just accepting it.
immediate doom.
He fucking like tumbles down.
But a very small thunk.
In the true spirit of Quake, you immediately pass out at the bar.
It's just like he would have wanted.
After a few minutes, you would hear the door open, and standing in the doorframe is the first person you have ever heard elicit a boo.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's the king.
It is a small gnome.
It's
Oh, God damn it!
We're having a moment here, Harold. Get out.
He would, I would say this is probably the first time you've seen him that he actually seems unhappy to be here.
Aw.
Imagine it wasn't Harold and we were just like harassing a random gnome.
Just a random gnome.
Just shitting on this guy for no reason.
It was, in fact, Harold.
Okay, yeah.
He seems to be frowning pretty deeply before clearing his throat and looking at your wasted party.
I'm not wasted. I'm not drunk.
I never get drunk.
I think I'm the only
One of you just
one.
passed out on the bar. I think I can median it out.
I think I'm the only one. I think everybody else said they weren't really drinking that much. I think I'm the only
I'm not
one.
drinking because I don't trust the king not to send his guards to come fucking snatch me in the night.
I would say I think
I'm the
everybody else was
designated
pretty
driver.
responsible. I think I was the only person that was irresponsible.
Fair enough. He clears his throat and kind of gestures outside.
I would reluctantly join him.
Tell the bartender to
Meander
watch
on over.
over me while y'all go outside.
No, we'll just put Midas in one of those baby carriers.
Oh, so y'all
You
got a
just keep
baby
your helmet off,
Bjorn?
it's fine.
Got a baby Bjorn on hand?
You wanted to wear his armor, he'll just take his helmet off.
Yeah. He leads you all outside, and you can see that he does not look comfortable here.
Not your crowd.
And he goes, "Listen, I came all the way down here to talk to you guys, so I need you to actually listen for once."
I don't like you,
Now I'm
serious.
interested.
What happened?
You're all sticking your nose in business of people who do not want you to be there.
Yeah.
I thought Teddy asked us for, or did he not ask us for this?
Teddy did. Yes.
Teddy did, yeah.
I think Teddy's not the one that wants us out.
Right.
Who exactly are you referring to?
Oaths.
Probably the council, just by order of elimination.
Probably.
Listen, Teddy has been summoned. He's fighting it. He will go. I'd recommend you all stay home. For your safety and the safety of my next season.
Your next season?
Harold, a child was kidnapped. Go fuck yourself.
The child will live.
The child should be home.
Don't say I didn't warn you. And he would start heading out.
One day.
You know,
God, I
Harold, you keep telling us, you are telling us to keep our nose out of other people's business. And you say that the child will be safe, where we have no proof. And you know exactly where she's at. Now, I want to be very clear that I am not accusing you, but so far you're the only lead we've got. If you want us truly out of this, you need to tell us where she's at.
He would pause for a moment, as if thinking for a moment, before looking back at you and saying, "She was taken by the general."
Thank you, Harold.
But us knowing that, he means that we're not supposed to go investigate the general, or just that we need to leave the whole shit with the council alone?
He wants us to leave the council alone.
So we can
It's a lot of-
go and investigate, like, the general. Like, he's not upset with us if we go and do that, right?
As far as we can tell.
Okay.
He would continue to walk away. You would see he wouldn't relax until he was in clear view of the sky.
Oh, he doesn't like it because we're in a cave.
He's trapped.
Someone's gonna catch up with him one day. Fuck,
Wait
I
a
hope
minute.
it's me.
I hope
Wait a
I'm by
minute. He
you.
walked the entire way?
Yes.
He didn't. Did he use lightning right as he got out?
Yes.
Oh, he can't move like that indoors.
He has to have sight of the sky.
Oh, that's a weakness.
I'm so glad we know that now.
You all watch this very uncomfortable walking scene from someone who's not accustomed to walking. And
He looks like he's got shit in his pants.
then he is gone.
Well, get indoors if we're ever being hunted by him.
I know I didn't make my... Oh, I didn't give him my word. But we are doing this. We are trying to get Violet back for Teddy. So, I say we let Teddy do his business elsewhere. We bring Violet home and... Well, I suppose unless we're specifically requested by Teddy to go, leave our noses out of it.
Fuck that. You saw what they were doing. You know
I
what
did.
happens here.
But if Teddy's out in the old woods, who's going to keep an eye on the tavern? I mean, Ivy, Mesquite, and I'm sure even Violet are able to take care of themselves and handle it, but I don't know. Something feels wrong.
What feels wrong is just accepting that this shit's gonna happen. They want to pretend they're forces of nature, but we now know they could be killed just like anyone else.
Everybody's got a weakness. We know one of them. Now.
I've seen people who act like that. It's people who haven't been afraid in a very long time. We should fix that.
I think it's been fixed for us.
You
It feels
you-
wrong to say that it feels almost pleasing seeing him a little unnerved.
Wish I'd fucking decked him.
He wouldn't have been able to get out of the way.
That's
Not
why
like
I'm
he normally
saying
does.
that.
He still probably has some power.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm not trying to kill the man. Yet, at least.
So he might cancel the show if we're there, or if we piss him off too much.
Everything has to come to an end eventually.
Well, I'd prefer not to die by gnome.
Actually, you know what? While he's knocked out cold, what do you think's more humiliating? Dying to a gnome or dying to a corsage?
Depends on the gnome and depends on the corsage.
That's the boring answer.
I assume everyone's going back inside to eat, drink, and sleep.
Indeed.
All right. Well, I think in that case, it's dream sequence time.
Oh, boy!
We get,
Get your water, everyone! This is the break!
We get 2 today.
Oh.
Okay, don't do mine first. I'm gonna use the bathroom while you're going through theirs.
Who said anything about yours, Moravaint?
Yeah.
Hey.
Damn.
Oh.
If I have one, don't do mine. How about
It's
that?
not- you don't have
He's
one.
special.
You don't get
I
one.
don't like that.
Yeah, that's fair. No one else has gotten a dream sequence since then. Oh, man.
Nobody else has a god.
Oh, man.
We'll do
Oh,
Marivin
my
first,
God.
because we all know it's coming. Marivin, I need 1d4.
Oh,
1d4! Welcome, Marvin, to the circus.
Oh god.
It's a 3.
Congratulations, you get to go to the garden.
Oh, boy! God, I really cannot meet this fucking lake guy.
I can't meet the lake.
You know what I find really funny is you actually have a 50% chance of meeting him.
Fuck you
Every
mean a
time.
50?
Huh?
Has
You
just
have
gotten-
no pity. You keep losing the 50-50s.
Has he just
Does
gotten
he-
horrifically unlucky every time?
He has a 1 in 3 chance to be, or sorry, a 1 in 4 chance to be sent to any of the 3, and a 1 in 4 chance to get to pick.
Oh, the 4 is a pick. Okay. That makes sense.
So you wake up in the garden. It appears that he is once again playing chess with the rabbit. He's winning this time.
The rabbit says, what's up, Doc?
He looks
Whoa,
up and he
what
says,
was-
"Hey,
what was his
Marivin."
name? Hello. Is he not cheating this time?
No, I caught the little bastard. He kept trying to put my pieces in his ear.
Okay.
That's worse with the conversation we were having earlier.
Oh, no. Oh,
So... You really do nothing except play chess and fish, do you?
Well, it's taking me forever to beat him. Every time he did it, he could hear my plans. Listen, you try beating a rabbit that can read your mind. It's very difficult.
I just... At that point, don't think about your next move.
He pauses for a moment before flicking a piece. It knocks one of the rabbits off the table. He nods and says, "That was good advice." What can I do for you, Marivin?
That's a good question. You know, I don't exactly get to choose to come here.
No, but I snatched up the chance before either my brothers got to. It's always nice having guests.
Hmm.
You want to eat? You want to drink?
You want to eat?
I am curious about that, that one thing that I pulled out of the lake, or pulled me into the lake that one time.
Oh, the premonition.
Indeed.
What about it?
I know you did give a hint, but Quite frankly, I don't have much to go off with that.
You're a smart kid. I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually.
I think I'm the dumbest member of my party.
Then ask them to help you.
With 3 colors, I don't think they can do much.
What's wrong with the colors? Red, white, and black?
There are a lot of things that are red, white, and black.
A newspaper.
Penguin
Sorry.
blender.
Dead penguins? Sorry.
No!
He would point up at the lake. He says, "You're welcome to go fishing. I really need to finish up this game, though. If I lose this rabbit again, I swear to God." He already took next month's rent.
You pay rent?
No, he pays rent.
Okay. I gotta stop trying to rationalize this shit.
You were being rational?
Get out! You wake up immediately.
Okay, yeah, fuck that. I'm going fishing.
You go up to go fishing. You find a second rabbit fishing.
Who's surprised? Not
Every,
me.
Come at it.
every few minutes, he pulls up a carrot.
A simple man with simple desires.
A man knows what he wants.
Just nod to him and start fishing.
What are you fishing for?
Hints.
You're fishing.
God damn it, that's going to be misconstrued.
You're fishing for hints.
Hints on the premonition, I should.
No. Too late. You asked me for hints.
Oh boy.
Oh fuck.
You fish for a bit, and you do in fact catch something. As you rip it out of the water, you get a very simple image. The image you get is of a long, spiked silver rod, like a spear or ammunition of some form. The entire thing is engraved in a language that you do not understand, though you do recognize one of the symbols as the same symbol that Quake had put on his wax seal.
Oh, it's Could it be one of those? Wait a minute. What was the symbols on the god killing spear?
The god killer.
Or the druid killing spear? Sorry.
I don't think you ever got a good look at that one. You saw it from a distance, but I don't think you'd be able to recognize the symbols that were on it.
Was it spiked in silver?
It was. It was a very similar metal. I will say it was close enough that you could probably put together that the two were forged similarly. Whether their design is for the same purpose, you cannot tell.
If I can take the picture, look back at the game going on.
You catch something?
Yeah, I don't suppose I can take this picture home?
Hmm? Oh! Eat it.
Works for me. Fucking chop down.
You chomp down on the picture. Congratulations, you now have perfect recall of the picture. 100% perfect recall.
Love it here.
And on that note, you will wake up. Now for the second dream. Midas.
Yeah.
You wake up in a cave All 4 of your legs hurt.
Okay.
Wait, what?
What just happened?
Oh, it's Boogie.
Oh, that was Boogie. Excuse me, all 4 of his legs?
I thought I said that, and you just immediately were like, okay, and left.
I did too. That would have been fantastic.
Not dealing with that shit. Doo-doo.
Oh,
wake
me?
up
Never mind. Don't want that.
I refuse.
All 4 of your legs hurt.
All 4 of them, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in a cave,
You are, in fact, in a cave. The fire's gone out.
so I can't see shit.
All right, no, you can see perfectly.
Oh, okay. Can see well. I'm in a cave. I'm not like inebriated like I was in real life, am I? What's my
You're a little
mind
groggy.
state?
You're a little groggy.
Groggy, but not like when I left off, like at the.
No. Just like you just woke up. You just slept really well. Just woke up.
And you said all 4 of my legs?
Yes, you have 4 legs. This is well established.
Like, so my top pair aren't considered arms?
No, bipeds have arms. You have 4 legs.
Okay, I did not realize that. So I was thinking maybe I am like transformed into something because you said 4 legs. So I now that is clear. Okay, all 4
I
of.
also didn't know Midas was quadrupedal.
Midas isn't quadrupedal.
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah, I assume
okay,
this
see,
is-
all right. Okay,
I was
I
gonna
can
say, there's
see.
a better thing to ask is, am I a Quasage? Or
I was
Quasage?
gonna say,
How the fuck do you
what
pronounce
do
that?
I look like? What do I look like?
Clearly, you're a dragon.
Okay, I'm a
I'm gonna call
dragon.
you a Swamp from now on.
Am I? Since I mean I know Draconic and everything. Do I know what sort of dragon I most closely resemble?
No, you're just a dragon.
Okay, there are lots of dragons.
Yes, there are, but you are the dragon.
I am the dragon.
You are the dragon.
Okay, the dragon. And I'm in a cave, and
Yep.
my limbs hurt.
Yep, all 4 of your legs.
I'm not tied down, am I? Can I
Nope.
see if I'm
Completely
not tied
free.
down? And what happens if I decide to try and move? Does it hurt more? What's
You're
the
really
deal?
sore. You probably worked him too much the other day.
Okay, but I can keep moving. I can move if I
You
want
can
to.
move around just fine.
Okay. And do I see any sort of light in this cave, or is it?
You can see the exit to the cave.
All right, let's move towards the exit.
You head out the exit of the cave. Below you, you can see a second camp just off the cliff. In the distance, you can see a few figures sitting around the camp. These are your people.
These are my people.
These are your people.
Okay. You say these are my people, like, but what does that mean to me exactly?
This
Midas
is
the
family.
Quasage.
This is
Like,
this is
so I'm getting a feeling of like familial bond, is what you're
Yes.
telling me.
yes.
Okay. Walk towards my people.
You walk towards your people. You step off the cliff and land deftly on your aching limbs. As you do, the figures would quickly stir, and one of them would speak out in a very clear and what's the word? Disciplined tone. It's I suppose it's time for us to move out then. Pack up. And on that note, you wake up.
So I fell off the cliff, and then my family left me. That was essentially the end of the dream.
You landed next to them. One of them
Uh-huh.
looked up at you, stood up, and then barked out an order saying, "It's time to pack up. Time to move out."
All right.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. With that, the dream sequences are over, and you wake up to a banging on your doors.
All of them?
One at a time, but yes.
Fuck me! What the fuck?
Like guards or...
You don't know, but someone is banging on your door.
Oh boy. They got peepholes?
No.
Who is it?
Ivy.
Oh,
shit.
I assume you're all answering the doors.
Yes.
You all
Most
see
definitely.
Ivy.
Slower than everyone else.
Ivy looks fucking pissed.
Oh boy, what happened?
We need you to head back.
What's,
I think we're heading that way.
yeah, we're going. What happened?
He got another summons. He's going.
Oh boy.
Fuck. Shit.
He
All
would start heading out pretty quickly.
I'm gonna follow quickly.
Throw on my armor and get a move on.
You all see him rapidly putting on plate mail on his way out the bar.
What?
No, you all get out. There's already a carriage waiting. You can see Ivy just kind of hops into the back, and you get moving pretty quick. Clearly, he paid this man well because he's going double time.
He's fucking booking it.
You actually don't head out the same exit. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant to activate this to pull you all over. Instead of heading south like you normally would, they hit that eastern trail, as if trying to cut them off on the road.
Ooh.
Eastern Trail?
Yes.
Okay. The southeast. got it.
We're trying to cut Teddy off as he heads to north of Stonefell.
Correct.
Okay.
You are booking it along this trail, and after most of the day's ride, you would eventually see a sight. You would see Teddy in armor.
Shit.
Full.
Oh.
I want to call it leather, but you don't know what beast this was made from. Some form of hide armor. And on his back is a hammer that is fully wrapped. The end is fully wrapped. Walking with him is Mesquite.
Fuck,
Who's
you both,
watching the bar?
you both going?
As it pulls up, you could see him sigh, and Mesquite starts looking between the two. And Ivy said they thought the best idea would be for them two to go alone and me watch the bar.
So he's heading to the meeting he's being summoned to. What's our big gruff with not wanting him to go again? I'm sorry.
Ivy would... Oh, I'm sorry, are you asking me or are you asking Ivy?
The party. Why don't we want him to go to this meeting?
So you remember that whole thing in the tower? And how we kind of figured out about his past, burning down cities and whatnot?
Oh, we think that they're trying to summon him for them to do that again? Is that what we're thinking?
We know he retired from that, and we know that leaving the bar is coming out of retirement.
Okay, I got it. Okay. I'm up to date. Okay. So we see him, and we see that they're all going together, the whole family. I mean, we want to tell him that we found that Harold told us about Violet, right?
Yeah, that was my next intent.
All right. You go ahead. I'm still groggy.
Yeah, most likely. Well, actually, how long was the trip?
No, you've been traveling most of the day. Like, you traveled from morning to evening.
Nah, you're fine.
You've been rough riding all day.
Over.
Yeah. Give him a pat on the wings or some shit. I know this is not the best of times, but along with I hesitate to call it a threat or a warning from what's his name? Harold. We did find out where Violet was.
You would see both Ivy and the Mesquite perk up at this information. it does not seem to have changed Teddy's demeanor much. Teddy looks somewhere between angry and just straight up sad. Like he does not look like there is any part of this trip he is happy about. But after a moment, he would look back and say, "Then I would recommend you go and look into that."
We already have preparations being made for us to do so. Right now, we're playing a waiting game, which means we're going to not take Harold's advice. You've been kind to us. And whether we can or can't help you, I know I'm going.
He would look at Mesquite, and you could tell the two of them were communicating. After a moment, Ivy would hop out of the cart and let the cart driver head off. Before saying, "Listen, I know someone has to watch the bar. I'll be on that. But don't let him do something stupid." And he would start heading back towards the stump.
Ivy's heading back towards the stump?
Yep.
Okay.
Mesquite and Teddy would communicate for another minute before Teddy would just start walking, and Mesquite would stop. She would look back and say, "Listen, he has been pretty insistent he didn't want people going. How insistent are you to go?"
How much of a range does that little psychic thing you have? How far can you do that?
Decent distance. Why do you ask?
I don't suppose you could keep an eye on us of sorts?
Not all the way back to town, but if you were subtly following, I suppose I could.
That way you're not entirely left out in the dark.
Listen, I don't know what's about to happen. I know that
Nor
you
do
heard a
we.
little bit about his past. I know about it. He isn't coming out of retirement. At least not like that. He plans to go refuse.
They'll kill him, won't they?
Depends, but maybe.
I'm sure they'll try. They don't seem like the type to take no for an answer. I'm sure if
Probably
we told no, if we told Harold no, if we weren't in the middle of a cave, I'm sure he would have done something about it.
He's still under a lifetime oath. He can't get out of it.
Which only gives us more reason to think something's about to happen to him.
Yeah. Which is why I'm going. I hate to ask.
Are you good in combat, Mesquite?
No. Not at all.
Then you hang back. We're going.
She would start walking and saying, "I said I'm going. But I appreciate the company."
Do you mind telling us what use you might be for Teddy?
I'm a psychic.
Uh-huh.
If anything, I'll be your translator.
No, I
But,
meant like why? How are you going to be helpful for Teddy? Like what purpose is there for you coming for him?
She would kind of pause for a moment and say, "Would you want to let a family member go off and die alone?"
No, sure wouldn't.
Fair enough.
I've
You
had
know-
too many. I wouldn't
And-
wish it on anyone.
And I know they're not going to kill you, too.
They wouldn't dare.
If Teddy's already dead?
If they take 2 of us out, there's no one to keep Ivy and Beachcrest.
And they can't just kill Ivy?
You ever seen him fight?
This ain't a time for jokes.
I don't think they'll risk it.
Of course, if they can kill Teddy, they can kill Ivy.
That's my question. What risk is it?
A lot of them still have ties. For example, Quake. I don't think Quake would ever be a part of something like this. Even if Teddy gets punished. I don't think they could convince Quake and Bramble to go along with them punishing the whole family.
I know Quake was headed up here, or at least this direction. I
He was
assume he
summoned.
also got summoned.
Yes, they were all summoned.
Hope you're right. But either way, I'm coming too.
You all hit the road. It's quite a long journey, though if you didn't know better, you'd swear the ground was shifting under your feet as you walk, pushing you in the direction you were trying to go. You would walk for quite a ways until you started seeing signs for another town up ahead. While most of you are completely unfamiliar, Matteo would be at least vaguely familiar. There is a small town named Honeymead, northwest of the Elorian Citadel.
Wait, we've all heard of this one.
Yeah,
Have you?
you've mentioned this one.
Oh, perfect. Honeymead is north of you, and that is the general direction you are going. For
Understood.
some time. Eventually,
What's
Teddy
hilarious
is-
about that intro is that I forgot what honeymead is.
You're the only one who didn't remember.
it's a small beekeeping and brewery town.
Got it. Okay, I vaguely remember this.
Teddy makes like really, really good stuff. They make Bud Light.
Oh yeah, aren't they like buying Teddy's stuff?
They don't buy much of his stuff, but they do sell him honey on occasion.
Got it.
And they supply the Elorian Citadel.
Yes. Most
Got it.
people in the Elorian Citadel are drinking things from Honeymead, not the stump. But he would take a sharp turn off the road towards the end of the trek. When you were just getting close to town, he would turn off the road. And very quickly, you would see what they meant by the old woods. It would not take very long walking into the trees before mist would cover the ground, and you could see the canopies were stretching much, much higher. There were places where even the sun is blotted out by leaves.
Sorry to interrupt in the middle of your description, but I had a thing that I am wondering.
Okay.
Teddy grew his children, right?
Correct.
Can his children survive without his druidic magic keeping them alive?
His children are a race that survives without druidic magic.
Okay.
He grew them with druidic magic. They are not like tied to it in any way.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yes. Yeah, I understand. The same way they've used druidic magic to like enhance a pregnancy, the child would still be born without the magic, and they would still live without the magic. But
Okay.
yeah.
Understood.
You can see that the trees are growing thicker and thicker as you walk. You are by far not in the oldest of the woods, but you can clearly see the transition. Eventually, you would come across a sudden shift. There would be a small clearing of the trees along a very fast-moving river going through the old woods. And there is a very rickety wooden bridge crossing this very heavy river. And on the opposite side, you can see redwoods that rival the stump. You could build towns in the individual trees. When you
Jesus.
do finally reach this spot, you would see that there are a few noticeable things. First off, the bridge is extremely rickety, but on either side of the actual wooden bridge, you would see that there are stone circles. They look almost like ritual circles, identical one on each side. About 5 feet across for a person to stand in. You would notice that there is a significant amount of fog on the other side of the river, to where anything past that ritual circle is basically impossible for you to see. And the final noticeable thing is that standing in said ritual circle, you would see Bramble waiting. Once you reach your edge of the clearing, Teddy would pause, and Mesquite would completely stop a few feet prior, and all of you would get a very sudden mental link. From this point on, you may all speak to each other in full sentences, sharing information, almost instantaneously, and without anyone else knowing about it outside of your link. Mesquite knows, to be clear.
Yeah.
But the rest of you now have a psychic link between all of you.
Hell yeah.
Once you've stopped, Mesquite would say, "I'm sorry to do this so abruptly, but I needed to be able to translate for you, or you wouldn't understand what's happening." After a moment, Teddy would look back and speak in common, and say, "If any of you interfere, I won't be able to help you with whatever happens. Am I understood?"
Nod.
He steps out of the tree line, and you can see Bramble stiffen slightly. He does not look comfortable with what is about to happen.
I am going to don the stalker's mask and move towards the tree line, but like stay within the tree line.
Just past the tree line, just in the clear.
Yeah.
Okay. Are the rest of you doing the same?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
The tree line is about 10 to 15 feet away from the ritual circle where Teddy is now standing.
Midday?
It is, yeah, it's probably about midday. But with the amount of fog, it's still kind of hard to see the sun.
I was just asking if I saw any lucent, or I was going to ask if I saw any lucents around.
No sign of anything like lucents. After a moment, you would hear Bramble clear his throat and speak loudly over the water in a tongue that none of you understand. Completely foreign, not even anything close to what you've spoken. However, Mesquite would almost instantaneously be translating it to all of you. Alright, hold on. Talking to myself time. I hate talking to myself time.
The best part of any game.
I'll go ahead
Bring
and
in the
mute so I don't
lore.
distract you.
Bramble would straighten up and shout through the clouds. "Theodore, you have been summoned to retake your position in the council." And Teddy would slowly pull the hammer off of his back. You would all see him unwrap it, and you would all be able to recognize it is a full-size Chaos Shard. The entire head of the hammer. He would put the head down into the dirt, and you would see it sink a few feet before he would cross his arms and say, "I refuse. I have retired. I plan to stay there." You could all see that Bramble gets slightly uncomfortable and is shifting slightly back and forth as if waiting for something bad to happen. And after a moment, he would speak up again and say, "You are aware that your oath does not allow that. Your temporary retirement ended the moment you took a step out your front door. You have been requested to come back under penalty." Teddy would nod slightly before once again saying, coldly and bluntly, that he refuses. And at that point, you would all see a very sudden move. As Bramble would yank his hand back, and you would see multiple of the silver strings snap. Click.
I am
Oh my god.
going to shove. I'm going to just throw a loose at him and try to at Teddy and try to give him any armor.
I'm dashing for the Chaos Shard.
Holy shit! Jesus.
I'm standing still.
Midas?
Oh, shit. I will stand back. I will choose not to act instead of act rashly, which I wanted to do. I will
Actually,
wait.
I
and
mean,
observe.
half the party's doing it.
I'm gonna avert my
Peter
eyes.
Griffin.
I'm just still gonna choose to stand back at the tree line. I'm gonna sit back. I guess in like a ready position, but I don't expect anything's gonna be happening to me. But just preparing for the next whatever happens next.
You prepare for what's happening next. Matteo, you make a dash for the Chaos Shard. I'm going to need a reflex save.
That's
You're talking about your own Chaos Shard, right? Not Teddy's?
no,
I
I
assume
Teddy's.
it's Teddy's. Yeah.
Because if he's about to die, I want to at least like fucking punt someone.
Okay.
You dash for his hammer.
Mateo's kind of rash.
Moravaint, you are sending out a Lucent to generate armor around him?
Yes.
Okay. You all watch as suddenly from the tree line, 5 silver ballista bolts had been fired. The first one is deflected off of Moravaint's armor. However, Moravaint, the moment it comes into contact with your armor, you can feel a significant dispel. I need you to make a caster check, the MSB check.
MSB. All right. It's under. Where is it? There it is. MSB. Public or?
Do blind. That is not good enough.
I didn't think so.
The first bolt is deflected, but on contact with the armor would fizzle away, and you can hear the Lucent scream as it leaves only soot. The other 4, Matteo, you are able to deftly get out of the way as one pierces through Teddy,
Oh Jesus
flying
Christ.
at you.
Oh my god.
You would all watch as the other 3 also go straight through him. The very back of the bolts still connected, but buried in the ground around him. Once you see them, you can see that all of them are inscribed like Bramble's spear. The look on Bramble's face is as horrified as any of you.
And Mesquite?
Mesquite is covering her mouth.
As he witnesses this, Mateo's just gonna shout, "I'm gonna carve every single fucking one of your faces off! You fucking hear me?"
I am going to summon distant retribution with the sniping trait. Actually, can I do the sniping? Was it a level 1?
Don't know.
I'm looking right now. Yes, I can.
You would all see that there is still magic going on around Teddy. But Bramble seems to have adjusted his glove. Is the only thing he's done so far.
You said that's all we see of Bramble?
Yeah, Bramble adjusts his glove. That's all.
Can I use perception to try and see more?
You can.
All right, I'd like to do that.
All right, we see a perception check. You can see upon close inspection. You can't tell clearly, but you can see dozens of glinting wires on the other side, hidden in the smoke.
On the other side of the
Of the
bridge, is
river.
that what you're meaning?
Yeah, of the river where he is.
But how many, like, around how many can I see of the strings?
You can see dozens of them.
Okay.
They are wrapped all through the air. You can tell that this was not done suddenly.
Right. Of course not.
Teddy would fall back onto the ballista bolts.
Oh.
And Mesquite would turn away, but she would keep the link up. After a moment, Bramble would clear his throat, but you could still hear his voice breaking slightly as he's speaking. And says, I believe the rest of you have a funeral you should be attending.
Dear God.
It's going to be yours. And I'm going to pull the trigger.
Let me see an attack roll.
Watching Teddy, he
Oh,
hasn't
God.
he hasn't officially died yet, right? Like he's still.
You don't know. You can see there's a ton of magic going on, but none of you have been close enough in inspecting.
I was saying, can I use perception to try and see that?
You can see it just fine. Do you have knowledge arcana? Or
Oh,
knowledge
you need
nature?
knowledge of something. Got it.
I've got Arcana and Nature.
Nature would be best.
Okay. Private or blind?
But I
I
want to
think
see
I have it set up right.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't fucking matter.
Oh my fucking god, are you kidding me?
Oh God, please, not two.
You,
In my hatred.
you fire into the smoke. And almost immediately you can see Bramble's head jump to the side looking at you. And he would begin sprinting towards the bridge at you.
Do I get to the Chaos Shard, by the way?
Yes, I figured you would, but it would take you a second since you had to jump out of the way of ballista bolts.
Fair. I was just checking up on that.
Yes,
Okay.
I figured you got up and screamed something, so I figured you had hesitated to go to the thing.
Oh,
but,
I was screaming that as I was running.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, sure. This would be about the time you'd reach the ballista bolt. This is all still one turn. His
the
summon
hump?
and fire is one. Huh? Or not the ballista bolt, the hammer. Sorry.
The hammer. Cool.
A lot of things going on.
Okay. As he's sprinting towards me, through the link, I'm going to say, Matteo hit the bridge.
Wait, did we find out anything from the Arcana roll?
So
Or the
Marivin,
nature.
knowledge
Nature.
nature.
Yeah.
You can tell that the spears were a very strong dispel, just like Moravaint was able to, and they are clearly dispelling something on Teddy, but you're not sure what.
He has a neurological link to us right now too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He does not.
Oh, he doesn't?
No, Teddy's is
Would
not.
would I be able to use Arcana to think about what he might be dispelling?
No.
Okay.
Moravaint yelled to Matteo to hit the bridge.
Yeah, Mateo's gonna put his hand on the big ass chaos shard and then use his to blast the bridge. And I don't. Matteo doesn't know how chaos shards work, but he's hoping like if he's touching the big one, he can channel something into the one he has, or like merge them or something.
That's really funny. I hadn't considered that as an option.
Wouldn't that make
uh,
you the circuit?
Mateo doesn't care.
Oh god, no.
You grab the large chaos shard. Ooh, I'm not sure the exact. You know what? I think I need some more time on that. You you grab the large chaos shard and fire with your other, but you can tell that these two chaos shards are not linked.
It's worth a shot.
You hit the bridge with it, and it does not seem to. It does not seem to change Bramble's plan, even as the bridge is starting to collapse.
Upon seeing Bramble, like his course not changing or whatever, I'm also going to begin to like rush out towards Matteo.
Sorry, Bramble was charging Moravaint?
Yes.
I did kind of shoot at him, so.
But Moravaint's still back at the tree line, right? And
Yeah.
Mateo's the closest one as far as distance and everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna move up to be with Matteo.
Is
there a way I can do it like faster, like get there quicker or anything like that? Or we're not even in like a combat like situation technically,
not a full
are we?
combat, no, not full combat.
Okay.
You're rushing him. As you begin rushing towards him, he would flick a finger and you would see another one of the lines snap, and you would all begin to hear detonations at your feet.
Where we were?
Yes, all along the ground on your side.
Can I perform an acrobatics check?
Yes.
All right.
I will allow acrobatics or reflex.
Which is higher on my acrobatics is one higher actually.
My acrobatics is -13. I'm gonna go reflex.
Trapeze moment.
Are these private or?
You can do it public if you want. I
Okay.
Mine are the same.
Thank you, God. Jesus.
You're fine. Matteo and Midas, you don't want to reroll. Promise.
Cool.
Got it.
Understood.
Both of you rolled higher than Marivin.
Oh my god. Okay, good to know.
So
if it's a spell,
all of you are going to get out of the way of these. I'm going to tell you what these are. Very quickly, you would see bombs going off, erupting into clouds of smoke under your feet.
Just smoke?
Full-size grenades, but they are erupting into smoke.
Okay.
Midas and Matteo deftly leaping over them. Marivin managing to lower his shield and deflect the blast that was at his feet. Moravaint able to jump out of the way as well. And
combat roll.
As you are all completely shrouded, you would hear a sudden splash. And one more thing. Moravaint, what's your flat-footed?
Oh God.
My flat-footed is 13.
Oh,
that's less than
12.
God,
no! Please.
We're not doing the beat by 10. We're not doing the beat by 10.
We're not doing beat by 10. I'm gonna need a fortitude save.
He's still crazy strong though.
Nat 20, bitch. He can suck my cock.
You, fair enough.
He's upset.
After a moment, you would hear complete silence. Moravaint, you would be hit with a very, very small needle that is still dripping.
After I dodge, like, and I'm still in the air, can I use perception to look down around for any other traps?
I'm gonna say that you can't see shit in the smoke cloud. You can see 5 feet. Like, you can't see very far.
Yeah, but like on the ground and stuff, because like the ground just exploded and whatnot.
On the ground underneath your feet, you would see no traps.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
So, even though there's smoke around, I heard where Moravaint, or I saw where Moravaint was before.
Yes.
Seeing that I heard the splashing, I can assume that big man, even if I can't see him, he's gone across the river.
You heard
So,
splash, so
yeah, relative to Moravaint, I want to go just like a bit to the front of him and bull rush.
Yeah, you know what? Let me get a bull rush. That seems reasonable.
That a CMB?
Yes.
After this, I also have something, but let this finish first.
Oh, I can't roll that in that. There was a
You
place
go
to
to
actually roll this.
Combat.
Combat.
While he's rolling, go ahead and tell me what yours is.
Me?
Fuck you.
Fucking Matteo. Now that he just can't see shit. He doesn't know what's happening. He's just gonna like hands on the big chaos shard. He's gonna like touch his to it, and he's just gonna like basically pray to something. Like, he has never prayed before, but he's basically just gonna be like, something fucking help me here. Let this work. I'm begging you.
You
And
put the two together.
while he's doing this, he is dropping the I don't know if that'll be important, but I like the character detail that he's dropping the act. He's dropping the act.
All right. Well, in order, I'm going to finish what I was saying with Moravaint. You are able to very, very quickly figure out what the effect of this poison is supposed to be. Almost instantly, you would feel drowsy. Even with your success, you would feel drowsy for a moment. AKA 1 round of fatigue. Even with your nat 20. However, it would drift away quickly as you get the poison out of your system. Marivin, you slam headfirst into a tree.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Matteo.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
You know what? Give me a moment.
Oh no! Oh no! That could be very cool or very bad.
If anyone hurts you, they don't seem to care.
Jesus Christ! Thanks for that. God damn. That's that.
At least he rolled for it. At least he rolled for it.
I'm sorry to ask. Real quick, what does martial focus do again?
Martial focus has a couple of uses. Some of your abilities use it, like your open vein. But also, any martial person can use their martial focus to just, instead of rolling a save, like a reflex save, reflex or fortitude, you can't do it for will, but reflex or fortitude, you can give away your martial focus and just say you got 13 on the roll.
Okay.
After a moment, the smoke would clear and Bramble would be gone. The bridge is in ruins, and you would all see that Mesquite has run over to Teddy. You can all see Teddy is still breathing, though labored. He has several ballista bolts currently going through his chest, as he seems to have fallen back onto them. And you're all starting to see that some of his physical features are slowly changing. Specifically, the humanoid ones.
They're dispelling it.
I am going to run over there and start trying to, pull on the ballista bolts to try and get them out of them. We're saying, "Hold on, we'll get you."
As you start yanking, you would see him wince, and he would grab it, and he would shake his head. And after a moment, he would be added to your neural link. Despite the fact that he is currently choking on blood, you can hear him perfectly in your head. As he says, leave it. If I survive here, they'll come after me there. Just leave it. Are you going to continue, or are you going to stop?
I'm going to do as he says and stop.
You stop. You can see Mesquite is completely breaking down. And while you can't see everything he is thinking, you can get his emotions. The biggest one is not anger, it is pity. He is slowly shifting down as if trying to lay comfortably. And after a moment, he would speak through the link and say, "You all came at a very bad time."
I know it's
Only the worst
pointless,
of
but
which.
I want to try and use the syringes that we have. I'm going to use mine to just try and pierce him with it. I know it's not going to do anything, but I want to do it anyway.
You pierce him with it, and while you can see it quickly takes in the blood and the magic goes off, it does not seem to do anything to heal these wounds. He would gently take your hand for a moment, Midas, and he would say, "I appreciate the effort, but save it. I asked you all to look after Violet. Can I trust you to do that?"
We'll get her back for you.
This is not the end of this. I hope you all know that.
Well, I've already put myself in the crosshairs. I don't intend on stopping now.
I suspect or at least I hope, that this goes on much further. I hope that this is the legacy that all of this will lead. I'd like to give you all a gift. Would you accept it?
You've helped us so much already.
I need your permission.
I would look to the others.
Yes. From me.
Matteo would he had basically been fucking crying over the chaos shard at this point, but he kind of look up and nod.
Yeah, I'll nod as well.
He would relax for a moment, and through the link, you would all get hit with so much information at once that it would feel almost like an attack. As he floods your mind with various memories. You can see all the way back to when he was first created. He was once a normal bear until he was blessed by a god. And he took this form. He worked with what he considered to be a god, that being, for a long time, keeping natural balance. At that time, the natural balance meant purging whenever society got too far along. which is the work that you're all familiar with. As you're going through his memories, you can see that while at the time he was proud, this has become a layer of shame since then. You can see this happen for a very long time. You knew Teddy was old, you didn't know how old. He has been around a very, very long time. Thousands of years. And you can see that many of the others that you've come to meet by now were similar to him in that right. That they were blessed, and that they joined that, and then eventually they left. Quake, Harold, several more faces that seem to blend into the memories. And Bramble. You can see that him and Bramble were very, very close. A significant number of the memories that he passed on are of the young half-elf that he had trained in herbology. And eventually, he got sick and tired of it. And he left. Many followed suit. The god was, gone. All memories of it seeming to be purged from his memory as well. Or at least from the ones he's giving you. But eventually, it shows him growing plants in the back of his shop. Until those plants grew up and became people. And he was proud. And you would see what seems like endless days of him in the back of the shop, making beer, cooking food, and actually happy. And with all of that, he would leave the mental link. And as you all are able to come back to your senses, you would see that what is lying on the ground is no longer Teddy, but a large grizzly bear. And there was silence in the woods. So, what do you all do now?
Well,
Jesus
we
Christ.
get Mesquite back to the stump safely. First and foremost. Or before that, do we want to bury Teddy? Or do we want... I mean, we can't fucking take him all the way back to the stump, can we?
You know, interestingly, I think actually you can.
How heavy is Teddy?
Hey, he's a grizzly bear. What is the average weight of a grizzly bear? I actually don't know. He's a large grizzly bear.
600 pounds for an adult.
He's on the larger end of their spectrum.
So probably 8 to
What
9.
is your carry capacity, Marivin?
Not that.
You could drag him. You couldn't lift him.
Oh, yeah, I could... Well, actually, hold on. How much does he weigh? Because
What is the carry capacity? Where do you see that?
in inventory.
Of your inventory.
Because if the average weight is 600, I can get 700 off the ground.
He is a remarkably large bear, grizzly bear.
But if we
Uh,
combine together, could
If I had help, I could lift him.
I was gonna say if we combine together, we could probably do it, right?
But I could drag like 2 of him. So
yeah, I would say with you and one of the others helping you, you could definitely do it.
I would say I don't want to drag him. That's undignified.
yeah.
If we all have to help carry him back, I'd like, or carry him to where we get like a carriage or something. I'd like to do that.
I think that the one most likely to be able to actually help you with that is actually Moravaint.
Yeah.
Moravaint is the next strongest.
Well, I think he deserves to be where he was most happiest. I think we should try and get him back.
You take him.
Everyone else is on board with that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better be.
I mean, Matteo doesn't say anything. He's still fucking distraught, but
You begin traveling. It takes quite a while. About 2 days for the full trip.
Do we need to expend Thick Root for that?
I'm going to say there is plenty in his bag.
Oh, okay.
You
As far as the journey back, I know there's one other thing that we have to deal with. Who's going to be carrying the hammer? Will Matteo carry the hammer?
Mateo's already dragging the hammer.
Okay, Mateo's dragging the hammer. That's what I just wanted to make sure.
Mhm.
And Teddy still has his armor equipped even in bear form.
I would say the armor actually probably doesn't fit his bear form. It probably fell to the ground.
Can we
You are
still?
We'll pick that up.
Mm-hmm. You can take it.
I was about to say, I probably wouldn't be able to help too much with the carrying of Teddy since I'm so short, but I could carry the armor.
Pretty easily. It's not particularly heavy.
Right.
Quick question. Were those ballista bolts silver and spiky?
Yes. They were the same design as the spear.
I was gonna say he left them,
Were
right?
they
Could we pick those up?
You could.
We should probably take those because I remember
Yeah.
silver.
Yeah.
I
Silver
think
was one
so.
of the ingredients.
I think we need
and
those.
and
We definitely take
also do they look like the picture?
They are the picture.
God damn it. This was
Which picture?
oh no, it was
Sorry.
a premonition for his death.
What picture are we
God
talking about?
The
His
spear
dream.
you get perfect recall of.
Oh, okay.
They were a premonition for his death, weren't they? Oh no.
Yeah.
While we pick those up, could I just go ahead and like roll perception to see if I see any other traps or anything like that?
Yes. You can see just obvious ones. There are quite a few. You have no idea how many you missed.
Are they all like spear type traps, or are some the explosive types, or
Just
what?
darts, snares, spike traps, pitfalls, the lot.
Okay, well, if any of them have to do with those spears covered in the shit, I want to take any
There
of
are
them.
no more druid targeting weapons. That
Yeah.
was all he made for that.
That was what I was getting at.
Okay. No, the vast majority of his traps have poison.
Gotcha. Not messing with those.
All right. You travel back. It takes about 2 days. Mesquite does not speak for the entire trip.
Nor do I blame her.
When you finally do get back, you would see Ivy is waiting out front. He does not seem completely shocked. You imagine that she somehow informed him already. And you would see that a very large grave has already been dug out back of the stump.
Well, suppose that's where we're putting him.
You put him in the grave. And Ivy would bury him fully.
I would help if I could, if he'll let me.
The following day, Ivy would inform you that a funeral had actually already been called. It was not exactly a secret what had happened once it became a thing. In the 2 days you've been traveling, they've known. The next day, the funeral would arrive. Mesquite would be nowhere to be found. Ivy, however, would be there every minute of every day, waiting. And you would have quite a few guests come through. Plenty of the Finns come by to pay their respects. Jasper comes personally. The General does not, in case anyone is wondering.
Probably
Quite
for
a
good
few
reason.
quite a few of the dwarves do come through. And towards the end of the day, Quake would come through. I will also note that the entire day, it has been raining. A gentle...
Sorry.
We knew.
The entire day, gentle rain. Quake would come through later on in the evening, and you would see it's the first time that you've ever seen him that he isn't in his armor. Today, he is actually coming in somewhat of a suit. It's plain, gray and green. But when he arrives, you would see him walk over and with a finger carve a small symbol onto the stone. And for the first time, you will all recognize the symbol. It means bear.
And what language?
Druidic.
So we all understand Druidic now?
Yep.
Oh shit.
I figured that was...
The
That makes sense.
it comes from the memories.
Yeah.
Just to be clear. You are able to read the symbol. After a moment, Quake would straighten up, and you would see it takes him a moment to compose himself before he turns back to you all and looks for a moment as if waiting to see your reactions to him even being there.
I would give him a nod, but not say anything.
So we can understand Druidic now. Can we speak it?
Yes.
You showed us kindness. I'll do you one too. You'll be last. And Mateo's gonna fuck off.
Ooh.
As Matteo walks away, he would take that, pause for a moment before looking at the others of you and looking at Marivin last and speaking in formal Druidic, saying, "It is a shame that this happened. And whatever you do in response is your choice. But know that we have oaths. We will uphold them. I hope that none of your actions put you in the way of my oath."
Now that I have, like, seen Teddy's past or whatever, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I remember correctly. Are these oaths to the god that left them,
It's
or...
to the order. It's to the order. But it is worth noting. Actually, that's probably fair. The order in all of these memories, you would have heard it, is created in response to the god. It is known as the Circle of the Purifiers,
Circle of the Purifier.
after the god named the Purifier.
Right, but he's not here anymore.
He is not. The Purifier is dead.
Yeah.
Or,
Okay.
well, as dead as a god can be.
I was about to say, after getting that clarification, I just like to ask him, like, why they still feel it necessary when the person who they served is no longer here.
The oath isn't to the god. It's to the order. If Teddy broke his oath, Teddy broke his oath. Teddy was a traitor.
Yeah, far be it from anybody to want to go and find happiness. Much better to just trample over.
Aside from being hunted, what happens if you break your oath?
If we had allowed him to continue with a broken oath, it would taint his magic, and he would die slow.
So, in your personal opinion, we shouldn't be holding a grudge against the person who killed him, his best friend.
If you choose to hold a grudge, that is your decision.
You consider it a mercy.
I do not envy Bramble.
Well, I would be saying we'd be going after this god that did all this, but if he's already dead, kind of know where to put all this anger.
Now I understand.
I appreciate you paying your respects.
The others will want to. I'd recommend.
Oh, we know one of them's here.
He's been around.
Well, he's welcome to show up too. I don't think anybody's going to do anything against him right now. Bramble? I don't know about that.
Since they were so close, I will allow Bramble to mourn.
I'm not there yet.
Bramble won't feel safe here. He won't have come.
I don't blame him. I
Besides,
wouldn't either.
his oaths would not permit that. I can only tell you as much as I've told you, because I know what he showed you.
Would Harold show up after we mentioned that we wouldn't like attack him or anything like
He has
that?
not come yet. He has not
Okay.
come yet.
He's probably still upset at us for not listening to him.
He
be as
would
fucking upset as he wants.
grab his things, getting ready to go, and say, "Listen, I understand that you all have a right to take out whatever debt on Bramble or the entire order as you see fit. I see now why Teddy liked you all so much. Especially the little one. But I do warn you, there are far worse than Bramble or Harold or even me. Should you choose to go down that path, at some point, you will find yourself against something much worse. I cannot recommend it. For now, I will leave you to your thoughts. he would begin walking. And it wasn't until he was a good half-mile away that you'd hear the lightning strike.
Would Matteo come back from the lightning?
You would all hear a crack as Matteo is gripping his cane so tightly. Once he hears the lightning strike, it snaps.
Oh no. I can't fix that.
I could.
You would all see Harold, similarly dressed in formal attire. He would walk over and crouch down next to the grave for a moment, acting as if you all weren't there.
I will not say a word.
He would take a moment for standing up, and as he stands, you would hear the thunder in the distance getting louder, and the storm would begin to ramp up. After a moment, he would turn around, and you would see on his face a very sad smile. After a moment, he would speak very softly and say, "I'm very sorry that you all had to see that. As Quake said, we would expect nothing less than wrath." Should you choose, come after me, or Bramble, or any of the others. We will be waiting.
I hope you got the entertainment you were looking for.
He would nod slightly before, with a flash of light, he'd be gone.
And just to clarify, the rain's still around us, right?
Yep.
Cool. I know he can hear me. As I'm going inside, I will kind of mumble to myself, I will take this gift that you've given me and give you the greatest show you've ever fucking seen.
Before the rain is gone, Mateo's gonna kind of look up in the sky and says, "If it weren't for Bramble, you'd be first, you little shit." And then he's gonna
Honestly, I'm okay with it.
then he's gonna join everybody with his now two batons now.
You would head inside. There would be one last guest, though they wouldn't remain long enough or close enough for you to have a pleasant conversation. You would hear the roar of a dragon shortly after.
We know.
How many more of these fuckers are gonna be here?
The dragon would only land briefly before heading off. And as the last of them have arrived, it will return to a very slow attitude. No one seems to be planning to stay here tonight. Though, of course, your rooms are all still waiting for you.
Where's Ivy going?
Ivy would wait outside a little longer, taking his own time before coming back inside, grabbing a bottle, and sitting down.
I would grab a bottle and sit quietly next to him before And just kind of like being there, you know.
He would,
I was saying Matteo will also join.
you all sit down and drink. After a while, he would set the bottle down and say, I don't plan on just wasting away here.
Nor do I blame you.
So instead, I have a question. Where can I find my sister?
I will tell you if you promise to wait for us.
You will tell me.
I will.
I am not going to promise you anything. You owe me that.
I would take a swig for a moment and say the general has her. I
You
would
nod slowly.
I would like if you would wait for us, so that I can repay the promise I made to Teddy.
He would nod slowly before standing up and taking his bottle and say, I have an apology to make. And he would walk out the You are all left with a silent house.
You sure that was a good idea?
It definitely wasn't. But he's right. I do owe him that much. And if he runs off and gets the general on his own and gets Violet back safely, then I can at least say I had a hand in helping.
And if she goes there and gets killed?
Then we have a whole lot more to burn down and avenge. Ivy's smart.
Is
I can
Mesquite
tell
with
that.
us right now?
Mesquite left earlier. You have no idea where she is.
Oh, she wasn't here for the funeral at all?
Nope.
Not even a little bit. Okay.
To be fair, she
Ivy
spent 2 days traveling with the body.
Yeah, no, she needs some time.
That's not mourning.
Oh,
I think she
I mean-
mourned on the way back.
I mean, I
I
wouldn't want to
don't,
spend 2 days with the corpse of my father. That's.
I know, it just doesn't feel like she's processing any of it, though.
It
I
is
think
not our.
she's.
That is not
I
our
think-
place to meddle with, frankly.
Definitely double check on her when she gets back, but leave her to her own devices. But, as I was saying, Ivy is smart, even if he's a little headstrong.
I hope so. Because after what happened to Jasper, I'm not so sure.
Well, as far as we know, he's only going to apologize to Jasper.
Yeah, if Jasper doesn't kill him first. He seemed pretty
He
fucking
won't.
pissed.
Getting an apology from Ivy, I think he'll be thrilled more than anything.
Huh.
It's best not to worry about him.
What time of day is it now? Is it
is.
like
It is evening. It's getting dark.
evening?
It's still
Okay.
raining.
It's still raining?
You know, I can't believe I'm saying this. I think Harold was right
About what?
about me.
Changing?
My oath beforehand, I would not have been able to fool myself do, well, do much of anything here. I know that in that circumstance, what had just happened, if I did still have that oath, I would have broken it then and there. At least this way, I can still continue on with more ability.
That's right, boss.
As much as it pains me to admit it.
Are we gonna brush over that?
It wasn't. I don't think it was Harold. I think it was the Lucent.
It was Mercy.
Oh, okay. I was about to. They have very
He
similar
thought,
voices.
yeah, he thought. At first I thought it was Harold too, and I was like, no, that's the Lucent.
I do love I do love that Maravin's instantly and are you just gonna fucking let that slide?
I want to be very clear that I also immediately thought gnome, but
Bitch, he's right there. He's inside. Jump him. No.
He can't get away!
he can't get away.
He's in
Kick
the
his ass.
he's in the walls.
He's in the goddamn.
Yeah, the
wall.
goddamn wall.
Well, this is just. Where to now?
For me, it's a bed, and I'm gonna get up from the bar and start walking towards the stairs.
Mateo's gonna down the rest of his drink and probably get 2 more and then go to bed.
Is it a bad idea if I wanted to try and follow Ivy? I kind of want to. But I don't like how that just sets me up doing something by myself. You know, I don't.
If that's something you want
like
to do,
that's
you're more
the
than willing.
main.
or
I would
more
say
than
that's
welcome.
the main thing holding me back. You know, not.
You're
like,
able to go and do things on your own. That's allowed. You're fine.
I know, but I just hate it because it's just like me doing something and nobody else like participating or whatnot. I don't know
No, that's part of
how
it.
you go about balancing that.
That's like Maravin's dream sequences. That's Mateo with
Yeah, that
Joffrey,
happens
with
multiple
Moravaint,
times a
with
session.
the-
Okay.
It happens.
Okay.
You're, fine.
You don't gotta worry
You're
about
running
it
to follow Ivy?
Yeah.
All right, you go after Ivy. The rest of you are going to bed, right?
Yeah.
Out of
Yeah.
curiosity, where's the hammer?
The hammer is still with you. Though, unlike your own Chaos Shard, which very quickly attuned to you, this hammer does not seem to be doing that.
It's just there.
It appears to be waiting.
That's scary. I will wait with it, I guess.
Say, would you think it might be more appropriate for Marivin
Actually, no,
to have it?
I don't use two-handed. Well, I can.
Oh, okay.
I
You
don't.
use a shield. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. I just because chaos stuff is I now have experience with that, so
I was just say I don't think it'll be anybody else. Like it'll be you. Won't be me. I don't think it'll be Moravaint. So
It could be me, but it's hard pressed.
I think it'll decide who it picks.
All right. So Marivin will be going to bed. Marivin, I need you to roll me a blind d20.
Fuck, you mean a blind d20?
I just need you to do that, please. While you do that, and I prepare my answer with that, Midas, you go after Ivy. You follow him all the way back to Beachcrest, and you would find he has entered the dorsal fin.
there's no way for me to like inconspicuously enter, right? I mean, I'm a fucking Quasage, and there aren't like a lot of these.
Yeah, you're the only person here who's not a Finn.
Yeah, I'll choose to not like enter, I guess. Fuck, there's no way I can like hear conversation without being in the building, though, right?
No, you'd have to go inside.
I guess I will enter, actually. I will enter.
You enter. You know Ivy came in here. You
Yep.
don't see where he went. There's
Okay.
back rooms and upstairs.
I will just... You said there's what and what?
There's back rooms and there's an upstairs area, presumably for the bedrooms.
Okay.
And there's a bartender.
Yeah, I will order a drink, but I'm not really going to be drinking it. I'm just going to be acting like I am. Let's see. I can't use like my perception or tracking it all to like have an idea of which way Ivy went.
I would say there's too many people walking around with muddy boots for you to try to
Right.
track which ones are his.
Okay. Yeah.
But you could ask the bartender.
I guess we'll do that. Yeah. That's the bartender.
You ask the bartender where Ivy is, and he gestures towards the door that heads to the back.
Door that heads to the back. Now, is it like the office that Jasper has? Is that the back?
Yep.
Okay. And there's no like what is like the whole hearing conversations and shit like that for me?
That would technically be okay. In most cases, that is perception, but you have to reasonably be able to hear it. You're in a very busy room, and they're through a closed door.
Exactly. That's what I was asking. Like,
so
what?
You would probably
there's no possible way of hearing like the conversation or anything like that.
Not without sticking your ear to the door.
Right.
Which would be very.
Yeah, very weird if you're just watching in a bar, like
kind of
full of people who are allegiant to this person, just like, oh, what the hell is that? No, I'll just stay at the bar then. Yeah, I'll just stay at the bar and wait.
You wait for quite a while before the door would open. And when they walk out, you could see Ivy's face. He has very clearly been upset. He looks like he's been even crying. But when he walks out, you can see that Jasper and him are talking, and they are both clearly drunk.
Okay.
After a moment, Jasper would sit him down at the bar.
While they were talking, like it was taking a particularly like a little bit of time. Like about how long would you say?
Like probably 20-30 minutes.
Okay, I thought it was gonna be like an hour or two. It was only like 20 or 30 minutes.
Probably, yeah.
You know what? At like around 15 minutes, I'm gonna say I got like I got antsy and decided to go and start gambling.
Fair enough. You're absolutely fine there. While you're gambling, you see them walk out. He sits Ivy down at the bar. He waves the bartender over and whispers something to him. And the bartender nods. Jasper pats him on the shoulder and heads back to the office. And you would see the bartender brings him another bottle.
Brought Jasper another bottle?
No,
brought
brings Ivy another bottle.
Oh, okay.
Are you going to stop gambling early, or are you going to keep gambling and just observe?
I'll stop and I'll approach Ivy.
All right. You're gonna have to buy out. You lose a gold. You go approach Ivy.
Lose 1 gold.
Yeah. You gotta leave early. You know the hand's not done.
Oh yeah.
You head over to the bar, and Ivy is wasted by this point. He's having a rough time. When he sees you approach, he would nod and hold out the new bottle to you, still drinking the half-empty one.
I'll
take it. So, came all the way here.
I was worried about you.
Yeah.
And there's no gambling back at the stump right now. You know, bit somber.
Fair enough. I owed him an apology.
Well, I'm glad you gave it to him.
Yeah.
Now,
you guys are preparing, right?
That's correct.
When you decide to make a real move, I want to be there.
You will be. We wouldn't do this without you. It means too much.
I appreciate that.
But you must know too that this might require a little bit more finesse and not brash and you know, it
I'm
might
aware.
take a little bit of going, not just running in and beating the shit out of everybody, you know.
I'm aware. I can adjust.
But the man who did this, he will pay.
He better.
So he's going to pay, but how are your feelings concerning everything else that happened with Teddy? Do you want vengeance with any of the other people? Or how do you feel exactly?
I'm not sure yet.
You know, I'm not either.
I've only met Bramble twice.
Well, you've only met him twice. I don't know if you know this, if anyone told you or not, but Teddy gave us all of his memories. And they were pretty close to one
They were.
another for a long time.
They were.
And I can tell you, since you weren't there, that watching him do that, it wasn't easy for him. That doesn't make me any less angry.
I haven't decided what I'm going to do about that yet.
Well, you don't have to decide tonight.
You all collected 5 of those bolts, right?
I actually was not sure on the number that we collected, but yes, we did get some.
Thanks.
And they're probably exactly for the reason that you want them for.
He stands up and grabs his bottle and starts walking back to the stump.
Is he do you mind if I join you on your way back? Or does he want to be alone, like on his walk back?
He gestures and says he wants to be on his own, but he keeps walking.
But he what? Sorry.
He clearly doesn't want company. But
Okay.
He keeps walking.
I was gonna say, well, I'll be out of sight, but I'll be close by.
He takes a pretty roundabout way getting back to the stump, clearly taking his time.
Well, if he takes a roundabout way, I'm gonna take the straight way and just make sure I know where those fucking bolts are.
Mm-hmm. You go back. I assume one of you is keeping them in your room, like under lock.
Yeah.
When he gets back, he would almost immediately walk inside. I don't know if any of you are still up at this point. It's been about an hour. All of you went to bed, right?
Yeah.
Then no, he wouldn't go up directly. He would probably just end up going to bed. Midas, you know that they're locked up in one of your rooms. When he gets back, he just goes straight to his room.
All right, I'll go straight to mine.
And with that, we're going to switch over to dream sequences. 2.
Oh boy.
Once again, 1 for Midas, 1 for Marivin. Marivin, you wake up to shrieking.
Oh boy.
You are in the bad place. But when you get there, you would see the young god waiting, and he would have a wide, sharp-toothed grin. He goes, I heard you had a bad day, Marivin.
Indeed I did.
Last time we spoke, you had a bad night. This time, I want to offer you a deal. You don't have to take it tonight. It's going to stay on the table. All you have to do is tell me when you're ready to accept it. You had a very bad day. If you accept my deal and work with me, I'll help you give them worse.
He'll help what? I'm sorry, I didn't.
He'll help Marivin give them worse.
Give them worse. Got it.
Elaborate.
Well, 1 second. Sorry, she was just maneuvering my headphones for me, which confused me. He would gesture, and you would see off in the distance, you could see a city burning. And he would point at that and say, "That is the home of the last person who wronged one of my followers." Now, I know you don't want to burn a city, but I have no problem burning a half-elf. It's
You want to
okay.
know what I think you are, Phobos?
Haven't heard that name in a while. What am I?
I think you're a boy who never learned to control his anger.
And I think you're an insolent brat. But you let me know when you get desperate. I'll swoop right in. Good night, Marivin. And your dream would end in shrieks and talons.
Per usual.
Waking up in a cold sweat, nothing new. Midas. Your dream seems to pick up right before your last one ended. As you land on the ground, and you see the figure stand. This time, though, you are much less groggy, and your eyes are much more clear. Sitting around the campfire, you would see Teddy, Quake, Harold, and that one man that you saw in the statues. He appears to be an Ifrit, a fire elemental.
How do you spell that?
Ifrit. They're what happens when a person has a very strong fire bloodline. As you land, you would see Teddy stand up, barking orders in a voice that you are very unfamiliar with from him, as he tells them it's time to move out.
He's
Pack up.
speaking in Druidic.
He is. You can tell this is not the first time. They all grab their things very quickly. And as they begin to travel, you would notice that the storms get riled up. As you get prepared to leave the old woods, the caravan would stop. And within moments, you would feel each of your feet pierced by silver spears. Each of the 4. And when
All of us?
No, of you. Each of your 4 feet.
Oh, each of mine. I'm sorry, each of my feet.
Each of your 4 feet is pierced with a spear. Your power would be drained, and you would barely have time to react before you were being burned, electrocuted, and repeatedly having your scales broken. It wouldn't take long, despite your struggling, for you to succumb to that, even as you spew fire and ice and plague. You would still be brought low. And the last thing you could see is an exhausted Teddy slamming a hammer into you. And then you wake up. You wake up, clutching the small bone dagger you had found in the tower.
Well,
When I
hate
wake
that.
up, when I wake up, I'm definitely gonna be like gasping and breathing hard. Certainly concerned.
Who were the roommates again?
I think it was me and Matteo, or wait, I don't.
It
actually
was
fucking remember.
Matteo
me
and
and Matteo,
Marivin.
Midas,
Yeah,
and
me
Moravaint.
and Moravaint. Yeah, me and
Okay.
Moravaint.
Well, that's funny because 2 of you woke up to horrible nightmares. The other 2 of you wake up to them waking up to horrible nightmares. I thought it was gonna be even funnier if Midas and Moravaint were.
We just
or,
look
Midas
over
and
at
Marivin
each
were-
other, just
you're
like
both-
shake
you're
our
both
heads,
shaken up, and you're both looking at the other. Just.
shake
No.
our heads. Like,
But no.
Honestly, it'd be hilarious.
When you all wake up, you would find that one of the 5 spears is missing.
I can
Makes
assume
sense.
who.
But god damn it. Like, is there anything that we could have done to where he couldn't have gotten one of them?
Theoretically, yes. But it probably would have taken more preparation than you saying he's in bed. I go to bed now.
No, I know that. I'm just saying for future reference. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't
future
know.
reference, yes.
Like,
There-
what could be done exactly?
So anyone can set up minor traps and things like that. You could have set up in a basic.
Oh, to wake yourself, like
Yeah.
wake whoever's in there up.
And there are also talents to keep you more aware while you're asleep and things like
Gotcha.
that.
But also, I won't say that.
Fuck it. Him having one of those is not the worst thing imaginable.
Yeah, at least he only took one.
Yeah. I mean, he left a couple. It's fine.
We got 5 for a reason. We can each have one, and one can get stolen. It's fine.
You know what? That works out quite well. Honestly.
It's the runes on the weapons that make them god killing, right? Not
Oh,
just
I was
the
about to
runes.
say,
the
can we
material doesn't
read-
matter.
Can we read that now? Like the stuff on the
You
weapons?
can read significant parts of it, but not the whole thing. There are multiple languages on it.
Okay.
However, the most commonly used is Druidic.
And like what are? Can you just give me broad strokes of like the words on the? spears or whatever?
Most of them are elemental. It would kind of be like it's very cryptic. It's a lot of phrases. It's a lot of like holy scripture more than anything else. Significant rites, talking about the purifiers and things like that. But it's not really written in a format that's meant to be read. It's written more in the
Got it.
format like an enchantment.
Got it.
At the
I'd go
moment-
ahead and proceed to tell everyone about my dream after we wake up. Just like, does this mean anything to anybody? Because I don't know exactly how to feel about it. I don't know exactly what I'm thinking.
Teddy
Trying to-
gave us his memories, right?
Yeah.
He gave you a lot of them, yes, but not.
Oh, he
not
didn't.
all of them.
Oh, okay. But there's nothing like what happened. Like, there's no. I'm not recalling anything that feels similar to the dream.
No, none of the dream would bring any memory back.
Because it's like the dragon is still alive, but in the dream I am the dragon.
It might be a different dragon.
It might be the
Well, I'm
purifier.
assuming it's the dragon that's part of their party, because everybody else from the party was there.
There's
Right?
a lot of people in the order,
Oh, is
but
there?
it could be.
Shit. Wait, who all did we see at the tower? We saw Teddy, Quake. Did we see Harold?
Yeah. And we
We saw-
saw the fire guy.
But I thought we also saw a
Yeah.
dragon at the.
At the temple, there was a yes,
A
there was
quasage.
statue of a not a quasage, but a dragonborn.
A dragonborn.
Oh,
So there were
dragon.
5. There were 5 total, right? At
There
the
were
temple.
Actually, Quake was not a statue at the temple.
Wait a
Oh!
minute. The
Okay.
dragonborn was frowning when everyone else had left, right?
Maybe-
Yes.
Yes, but he was also the last one smiling.
Maybe
he
the
wasn't
dragon was the
smiling,
last
was
one to
he?
leave, or the first one to leave.
I thought
Leave.
Harold
Maybe-
smiled.
I was thinking maybe the dragon was still content in the end. and they
The
might have.
dragon was the last one smiling. The dragon.
Yeah, they might have jumped him because they wanted out of it.
That's
It
what
is
I'm
worth
thinking.
noting that in most cases, dragonborn are not actual dragons.
Yeah, fair, but that's the closest thing I've got.
I was gonna say, as a dragonborn, are they? Oh wait, shit! I'm already getting shit confused. As a quasaj, you said I am bipedal, right? Is a dragonborn bipedal, or are
Yeah.
they?
They are also bipedal.
Okay, so all right. There's that.
Weird. You know, I do wonder, with these spears, is there a way to integrate them into our current weaponry?
How big are the spears? Like
They are
length-
ballista bolts. They are several feet long. They
But
are.
could we like if we the cube thing that can construct shit, could we get it to construct like a crossbow or something like that that could fire one of these?
You would need a full-size ballista.
A full size ballista.
That feels like a. If these were to be trimmed down to the size of like a handle,
You
would
might
they still be effective?
You'd probably damage the enchantments.
Okay.
Hmm.
The writing is not decorative.
They're limited for a
So we
reason. Let's move on, please.
we construct a full size
Sure.
ballista and we wheel it around everywhere we go, and we just
Mhm.
cover it with we
You
cover it with
just
a
stab. You can just stab with them
That
like a
is-
short spear.
A ballista bolt is about the size of a spear, so like they're basically spears.
No,
We
I
haven't
really
used-
like the wheeling around a
Just a full-size ballista. Just at any given time, there's a ballista on Marivin's back.
and one of I would
Midas.
say, and one of the wheels is creaky and always squeaking. Yeah.
Does it count as a
They-
one-handed or a
They
two-handed
got
weapon?
it at Walmart.
Mm-mm.
That's a good question.
I was say actually, it's inside of a Walmart shopping cart.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
what was your question, Moravaint?
Is it a one-handed or a two-handed
It
weapon?
is a short spear.
So one-handed.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Just wondering.
So can you think today we all go and check in with Jasper to see
Yep.
or did he say he'd contact us? We don't need to like go and get up in his business or whatever. He'd
Jasper
contact
said he'd
us.
let you know.
Okay. So what is there to be done in the meantime?
You know, that's a pretty good question.
Eh,
Well, while you're all playing this lovely waiting game, Mesquite would eventually come back. We're gonna do a couple of quick day passing things. I will give you all the time to actually do your own things, but we're gonna do a couple overarching day passing. Over the next few days, Ivy would send a letter back saying he was going to be busy, but he would stay in touch with Mesquite whenever you were ready for him.
Okay.
Mesquite would come back. It would take her a day or two, but she would reopen the stump. Before long, people started coming back, though the energy has changed significantly. The food has become much less plentiful, as she is doing all of it herself. And clearly she is taking some time to adjust. But most people seem to be coming in and giving a lot more money just as a way to keep the place afloat. Donating to the stump, basically. As for back in Beachcrest, Jasper would be hard at work. You would get news that Ago has moved on. And you would also see a significantly increased military presence on the side of the Finns. Many more boats entering the harbor.
Oh boy.
You said on the side of the Finns, like
Yes, like the Finns' boats.
okay.
Though it would not take much research for you to find out that the boats were mostly controlled by the general, more so than Jasper.
Heard.
With this knowledge, you are all going to have a week. Now, over the course of this week, you are going to have some free time. And at the end of the week, everyone will be leveling up. So with that in mind, what would you all like your week to be?
So over the course of this week, we're leveling up.
Yep.
Why
I
does
don't
that have
think you-
significance on what we do for the week? I'm sorry.
If you wanted, for example, to level up into something, you generally have to have an actual reason why you can do that. So, for example, if
Have we
Marivin,
leveled up yet? Like, I don't.
this
don't
is the
even remember.
second time you are leveling. up.
Okay, this is the second time.
Yes.
Did I let you have control over my
Pretty
shit?
Yeah,
Okay.
I gave you those
Okay, cool,
options,
cool.
and I did the rest. Yeah.
I got you. I got you.
So, for example, if Marivin wanted to learn how to use a gun, he's allowed to, but he has to have a way to learn guns, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
So, knowing you're about to level up, if there's something specific you are wanting to do, and you wanted to take steps towards that to make sure you have your, like, excuse, basically, is all it is, for learning that thing, then this is your opportunity to add those kind of things, or just to, progress however else you want to progress.
I got a dumb question.
Yeah.
Can I bind the spear?
I have to look into that. Because I feel like the answer,
The answer should be yes.
it should be yes, but I'm not certain how it works of copying enchantments. Because I don't think you can copy enchantments that are on something.
If you say no, I have something else in mind.
Because of the fact that if you bound it, that means you could make any of those very, very rare, difficult to make weapons on the fly permanently forever. And because that this effect is not on your bound equipment's allowed enhancement list, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
But I really like the idea.
I have to ask, were you expecting me to say that so quickly?
No.
That's
And it took me some time to think about it. But I'm
what
going
I'm
to
most
say
impressed about.
if I change my mind, I will let you know.
It would
Okay.
be so fucking cool.
It
To be
would be
fair.
so fucking cool, but
Please
there
God,
are
let this
a few
happen because it'd be
reasons
so
I'm saying
funny.
no to that, and I am now going to be trying to think of any reason I can make an excuse to allow it.
You're the GM and you say so. Is
No,
the only excuse you need.
that's not what I mean. But yeah, I know what you mean. I'm not talking about because the game's mechanics say otherwise. It's because of other things that I'm not going to explain. But just trust me.
Okay, lore things.
Yeah,
Got it.
it's not a game mechanic issue. It's a
It's a world building issue. Understood.
Mercy would know about the primordials.
Actually would probably know about quite a few. Yeah. So, Marivin, what are you doing this week?
I have two things I'm thinking about.
Okay.
I know I kind of asked it already, but with the Void Glass weapon, the shocking enchantment on it, is it tied to the handle or just the actual axe head?
It is to the whole weapon. If you break any part of the weapon, it breaks the enchantment.
Great. Never mind on that one, we'll sew that. On the second thing, Mystique is knowledgeable, right?
Correct.
Would she be willing to help me with a riddle?
She will try.
Great. Does she know anything about a creature with 3 heads, 3 arms, and 3 legs?
Ooh. No. No, she would not.
You can ask me.
Which Pathfinder are we on? I'm sorry.
One.
We are on first edition, so
First.
money.
Spheres of power specific. Shit.
I do love how Moravaint was just like, you can ask me.
Actually, hold on. Not gonna ask you, Moravaint. Mercy.
Well, actually, it kind of has to go
Actually,
through me.
wait, hold on. What knowledges do you have, Karter?
I have Arcana, Nature, and Planes.
Okay.
And access to a library.
You do have access to a library. Give me... I'm not going to tell you which one it is, because I don't want to spoil that information. I'm going to roll this for you.
Okay. Fair enough.
That seems fair, right?
Yeah, I said fair enough.
Okay. As you are out and about at the library looking into this on the first day, you would find a record of a creature with that description. That describes a particular variant of what are called axiomites. An axiomite is a... I don't want to call them a... They're an extraplanar entity. They are the opposite of a protean. They are a creature of 100% law. Their entire existence is to keep rules and laws in place, natural and otherwise. They are very rarely seen in any actual real capacity, though there are organizations that draw from them. Several in the Empire. But the purest form of them do take the form of a 3-headed, 3-armed, 3-legged creature.
Great.
Are you going to be continuing your research?
Yes. And I'm gonna try and find... Not as hard, but like 90-10%. 90 to 10%. Gonna look into red is always red, white is no longer white, and black was never black.
Black was never black, white is... Okay, I'm sorry. I always forget the wording on this because I picked it very carefully. Repeat that one more time.
I'll put in the chat as well. Red is always red, white is no longer white, and black was never black.
That's right. That's what it was. I'm going to say... I'm going to say that you are not able to find any writings referring to that riddle in this library.
Great.
Nor do you find any coordination between that and the axiomites.
Sweet.
All right, you spend your time researching this week. Is there any kind of training you want to do for your level up?
Can I train a knowledge? How does that work?
I mean, you've been spending a lot of time in a library, yeah. I'm saying that over the course of this week, because I mean, obviously, when you level up, you're going to have your various points to spend. In the off chance that you want to take something and you want to make sure you have your excuse for it. I was just asking if there's anything you want to be working on for your level up.
I mean, I don't really have anything to be working on.
All right. Well, in that case, standard training. We
Okay.
continue on. Who wants next? Who knows what they're doing?
I think I've got an idea.
All right, shoot.
So, first, first of all, he's gonna try and get his cane repaired. But outside that, actually, out of curiosity, does the Chaos Shard do anything to the cane after it fucking snaps?
Yes, the next day it's repaired.
Okay, fucking cool.
Oh my
Got
God.
it.
I just wasn't going to interrupt what you were saying to tell you that.
Fair enough. I will apologize to the cane. In that case, I'm going to. All right, Mateo's gonna try and distract himself.
Any particular way or just in general?
He is going to he is going to draft basically flyers for circus auditions.
All right. I can.
And
dig it.
he's gonna draft those and post those around and
Got it. You're spending the week. You're trying to get your circus off the ground.
I'm also going to I'm going to specifically because again Matteo is now realizing he didn't at all talk with the family about this. Gonna ask what they want to do with the hammer. Before I do anything.
Asking Mesquite. She would pause for a moment, and after a moment, she would say, "I have a question.
Of course.
I don't believe in the sanctity of the wishes of the dead. I believe that choices are for the living. And I believe that our Father would share that belief. However, I do know what he would want that hammer to be for. So my question is, do you believe that I should follow his wishes, or that I should trust yours?"
I don't believe I'm the one that should make that choice. It is ultimately yours or your family's by birthright. And I would not be the one to take that away from you.
Then I would not take my sister's inheritance. That belongs to Violet, then.
All the more reason to get her back, then.
Thank you, Matteo.
Of course. It's the least I can do.
Yeah.
And after that conversation, so never mind. He's going to spend the full week doing the circus stuff, trying to distract himself from the fact that a good friend of his is now fucking dead.
All right, you go back to your circus preparations. Checking in with your faction after like an entire week of not being there.
Should also do that. That's also a good point.
I kind of assumed that with that context, you would immediately say I should probably check in.
Yeah, I should probably check in. I didn't think about that, but yeah.
They had set up a full-size camp outside of Beachcrest limits.
Jesus, very nice.
This is, I mean, I hate to say it feels like home, but there are definitely some Elorian Citadel societal traits here. There are a significant number of tieflings at this point.
That's fine.
They
Tieflings are fine.
Have brought quite a bit of the drugs and rowdiness and partying.
A little less good, but a little less fine.
But they seem to be keeping it to themselves for the most part.
Okay, as long as they're keeping it to themselves, it's not that big of a deal. But
they're not bringing it into Beachcrest.
Good. Keep it that way.
But they they're having a good time and keeping everything running. It seems like, if anything, they've just been doing some trading really recently.
All right. I'm also gonna post audition flyers in the camp.
I kind of figured. I'm okay with that. You have that right.
You have that
Your,
wrong.
your new contact, your new right hand, whose name escapes me at the moment.
Jeeves. It's not Jeeves.
It's not Jeeves. It's not Jeeves.
His
Not
name's John Jiggy.
His name has still never been Jeeves.
His name was, in fact, not Jeeves. We did talk
Jimmy.
about that. Was it Jimmy? I feel like it was Jimmy, but I also know it was in our last.
He never told us because contractually he could not.
No,
not Jeeves.
him.
Different guy.
Oh, okay.
No, we never actually wrote it down in the server. The contact for his faction at Beachcrest was never actually written down. But you know what? I'm gonna go with my it's now Jimmy. Jimmy.
I feel like you're getting Jimmy from the last game.
That's exactly where it's coming from, and I'm sticking with it. Jimmy has been doing great. He's been thriving. I'm
okay with Jimmy. Jimmy's great.
It's the fill-in name. It's a long running. Jimmy is great. He's thriving. He is living his best life.
Good. We'll allow him to continue to do so because everything's going well, and we've got a successful branch here. Maybe curve the rabble rousing a little bit, but other than that, we're fine.
Yep. Alrighty. As things continue on in that way, you are able to get a significant number of recruits to start your circus. You still need some capital and equipment. And of course, your faction is not willing to pay that much of it unless it is a part of the faction, which I know.
How much capital?
I don't want it to be a part of the faction, so it's fine.
How much capital?
It's a lot. It has to be enough to pay all of them, feed all of them, house all of them, run the circus.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot, but that's
How much is a lot? How much is
It
a
is
lot?
more than you have on hand.
yeah.
I want a number to look forward to.
I will have to calculate it. I know it's more than what you have.
I have 218.
I have like 400.
It is in the thousands.
It will be a lot. We'll probably rob the fucking the
Joffrey.
You will probably do it
The
as
antique thing?
favors of payment. Like, a lot of it will probably be in favors.
Got it.
Which is fine. We could do jobs for people.
For the
I can do
third
stuff.
class upgrade, are we choosing like I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm reading the correct shit or not. Are we choosing like archetypes or whatever?
I will walk you through a level up here in a bit.
Okay.
In general, the skills that you've been having are the ones you typically level up. I just do that in case there's something specific someone's wanting to get. Like in case someone wants to be a gunslinger and doesn't have guns. That's the most obvious example.
Okay.
Or if
Speaking of, I am trained in guns, so if any of you actually want guns, I can teach you.
In your case specifically, Midas, I think most of your stuff is going to come in the form of your normal advancements. I wouldn't stress too much over trying to get new things.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't know if I'm reading the right shit or not. Like considering like Pathfinder or whatever the fuck. But this
You don't need to worry about that. We'll walk you through a level up here in a bit. It won't take long.
I just don't know like what I'm leveling up, so I don't know what to tell you I'm doing for the whole week.
I see what you mean. Since I don't think you need to train specifically for any kind of actual thing. I mean, I'm going to assume you're doing some physical training, but we can talk about that after we pick up what your level ups are. In the meantime, you have a week of free time. You can even just say you're gambling, and we'll give you some income. But
I like to be spending half of it gambling, half of it helping Mystique, like with all the prep work that she's having to do and everything with.
Oh
Violet,
yeah, sure, yeah. Help her with prep at the beginning of the day, and then gamble at the bar at night.
Yeah,
absolutely, that's fair enough. Give me Give me a bluff check.
Bluff.
Give me a
check.
bluff check.
Blind, open.
You can do it open. It's fine. You are going to make 16 gold this week. Just gambling. You win some, you lose some. You come out 16 gold richer. You also would have more and more of that same dream. You cannot seem to get it out of your head.
I'm sorry. Before you go on about the dream, how many gold pieces are in a platinum? Is it 10?
10. It's 10.
I should have more than what? I got it.
All right. Sorry, give me just a moment. I got a text. I need to check it.
Okay. Anyway, I keep having the same dream.
Yes.
And nothing is changing. It's just I wake up, I'm with the group, they all kill me.
Yep. Back and forth. That dream seems to repeat, and every night you would wake up from that dream holding that bone dagger.
And am I like fuck, I always forget, like, with the whole the feelings thing. Like, I know it's not a living thing or whatever, but I'm not, is anything changed between me and the dagger as far as like
You are aware that you are attuning. That's the term for it.
So I still haven't fully attuned to it yet.
Correct.
I forgot about that.
Certain things you attune very quickly. Certain things take an extended period of time.
Okay.
This one is taking a very extended period of time.
Right. Okay.
But this experience is consistent with attuning.
Okay.
With that, I'm going to shift over to Moravaint. What are you doing this week?
I think that I'm going to spend a lot of time at the library, widening the or shortening the gaps in my knowledge.
Okay.
So, namely of this place's history and like where the previous towns were, if they have any knowledge on those and stuff like that.
You're spending the week getting your knowledges up.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you're wanting to do this week as, downtime activity?
Well, I plan on doing that, and I plan on refining some of my I was going to say latent potential, but I have a feeling lucent is more apt.
All right. In that case, while you're in the library, would you like to do research on any topics?
How much do they have of do they have anything about the Druids?
Not much. The Druids are a pretty secretive organization, to be fair. There's some pretty long-running notes on, like, the Druids coming at bad times. Like, if a lot of Druids start showing up, it's typically not good. But beyond that, there's not a lot of information.
Do they have anything about the Purifier?
A little bit. That's a colloquial name for
Yeah, I assume.
it's a primordial. It's a nature spirit. It is the natural equivalent of a god. Typically, they don't write a whole lot of information down about these. The Purifier was kind of a major note because they treated it almost like the Tarask. You hear about it in stories. You hope to never meet it. And someday, it's going to show up somewhere. And someone is going to have to deal with that. As far as actual specifics, most people recognize it as draconic. But beyond that, physical descriptions are slim.
So that more or less confirms my suspicions. I don't think I have anything else. Well, maybe about the landmass itself. Just trying to figure out anything in particular or how to guess as to how it's going to move. Because there's trails, so obviously someone found something out.
I would say the only things you're finding are that, in general, the trails are between places that are naturally traveled to. Just like anywhere else, the trails seem to be consistent. The length of the trails is inconsistent. Any map they draw is typically inaccurate. However, if you know this road is supposed to go from Beachcrest to the Elorian Citadel, and you get on the road, 9 times out of 10, you will end up at the Elorian Citadel.
And 1 times out of 10, you won't end up at a random tower in the middle of a lake.
Yeah, that's kind of the experience.
Yeah.
But typically those who get lost eventually find their way to their destination.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, I believe that's everyone's weekly activities. Due to the fact that I don't feel like running 7 dream sequences, Marivin, would you like me to run 7 consecutive dream sequences with you?
No!
You don't want that. Okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I would like you to pick one of the gods, and I'm going to give you a dream sequence along with a before and after of the other days you spend with that same god. You're spending a week with a god.
And I get to pick?
You can pick whichever one you want.
It's the one he wants.
You know what? I have been meaning to speed track this one anyway. Deep Sea.
Deep Sea it is. All right. The first couple of days, your presence seems to annoy him. You show up, you talk, you move. Basically, the moment you're doing anything other than sleeping in his domain, he seems frustrated. As if you being awake disturbs him.
Mm-hmm.
This continues on and continues on and continues on.
You ever seen Supernatural?
No.
Damn. I actually made this before I knew about that, but actually, yeah, it's kind of similar. Now that you mention that, it's kind of funny. Anyway, you finally one day you drift down into the water, this deep, deep, cool water. And despite the fact that everyone else in the water seems to be drifting off to sleep, you've seen a couple people down here now. You are perfectly lucid. You are perfectly awake. And finally, upon your arrival, you would hear an instantaneous groan through the water. You come again.
Pot? Get off my lawn!
Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
I'm not.
Phrasing! Okay.
You have come back again.
There we go.
Oh my god.
Who's
Stop
back?
coming.
Ugh.
Oh, god damn it. Okay. Sorry. Can we go from the top?
Make it drop.
You have returned.
The opportunity to say the funniest thing and just repeat myself.
He opened the box and I came.
You return. There. You return.
Thank you.
Big preach.
Indeed, I do.
Why
Hello
do
again.
you refuse to sleep?
Oh, someone needs to disturb you. Your dreams disturb me every night.
Then why do you not simply sleep through them? The water is calming. You have no
Oh.
reason to be awake.
I like company.
I do not.
Hopefully
Can
I'll
I not
change your
stop
opinion.
you from returning?
Sorry, say again.
Can I not stop you?
You could. I assume. But you haven't.
I do not wish to force you. That would require I wake up.
Still, if I'm gonna disturb you night by night, if it bothers you so much, I would assume you would wake up for just a bit to stop me.
If I wake up, they all wake up. The screaming would never end. You need to stop. You need to rest.
Very well.
What will it take to make you rest for good?
Well, simply request I stop coming here, and I will stop. Simply. You will be crossed off my list.
I don't wish for you to not be here. I wish for you to sleep.
But I am restless as always.
Then perhaps this is not your home. You disturb the waters. They no longer welcome you.
I'll be here if you ever want company.
Are you going to drift back off to sleep?
Yeah.
You drift back off to sleep. When you return the next day, what are you going to do?
Did I choose to return, or was this circumstance?
We're gonna say it's circumstance. Technically, I should be rolling for it every day, but we didn't want to do 7 of these. So when you return the next day, what are you going to do?
Just, you know what? I'll be kind. I'll just fucking honk shoe.
For the first time since you have entered his realm, he seems pleased with your behavior. When you wake up from his realm, you feel more well rested than you have felt. And it repeats the next day. You would wake up feeling extremely well rested.
Wish that were me.
How boring.
Restless as always. And I think that is the most opportune stopping spot. Having all gone through a rather traumatic event. So unless anyone has anything else they'd like to handle, I'll be seeing you all next week.
That's all from me.
Go